Hello and welcome to Build Up to a Good Game. It's Crystal Palace against West Ham United. Kick-off an hour and 5 minutes away. The official lineup out in a few minutes, but there has been a couple of changes to the West Ham team that started against Liverpool. We'll bring you confirmation of those changes at bang on 11:30. Gonzo, how is oneself?
Intrigued. Thank you very much. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game, actually. The pressure's off a little bit now. I think if we lose, I do think the pressure gets applied again because of the next couple of fixtures being against the Manchester clubs. But a point, I'll be happy with a point. I think we need 2 to be safe. 1 might do it, but I mean, arguably, we could lose them all and still stay up. But I think a point today, and I would just feel even better, actually, in regards to staying in the Premier League. And like I said to you today, Gonzo, it's a massive game, not for the Premier League status. I think we'll be okay. There's plenty of opportunities to pick up the points later on in the season, but today's a massive game for our European campaign, and that's what I'm excited for. I think that's where my excitement is coming for this. Win this, and it's all eggs in one basket. That European Cup last season, we know what happened, trying to juggle Premier League, top 6 and Europa League. It was a difficult thing. We know what happened. If we get away from this relegation battle today, well, that's it. It's all eggs. We'll go to the Etihad. Don't worry about it. Play the second team. The guys that are on the bench today, play them on Wednesday. And we can just start preparing for Alkmaar and hopefully a 90-minute game in Prague. So, yeah, excited.
Yeah, I think I'll be, obviously you have the advantage on me, which you have the information about the team, which I don't. And by the way, I like it that way. So I'm not looking at the chat at the moment, the live chat. I do like it being delivered an hour before kickoff. I don't know. Maybe I'm just quirky and funny or traditional in that sense. But what I will be interested in is if the players that have been dropped, replaced, whatever, if they're on the bench. I'll be less impressed if they're just injured, obviously, because I don't want players injured. But if it looks like David Moyes actually made changes, I think, okay. Well, maybe we're going to get somewhere. I think I'll feel more confident that going forwards with the European campaign that he's going to swap things around, because that's the only thing that's troubling me at the moment are we going to get to that end point in the season and be absolutely knackered again? Is he able to utilise this £200 million that he's had to spend on additional squad members? Well, he's found himself in a situation where he's not just looking on the bench and seeing Benrahma and Yarmolenko on there. He's actually seeing 8 or 9 players who he's willing to use and actually use them to our benefit. So we're less knackered. So that's the only thing that I'm worried about at the moment. I'm not overly concerned about relegation.
If there was 2 changes, who would you like those changes to be?
My own preference would probably be Souček for Downs. That would be a nice one. I think I'd like that, and I wouldn't mind Cornet or somebody else going in on the left. He's not going to do Kadoa, so there's no point me saying it. And maybe Cornet on the left. What I'd be less impressed with, I think, is if we had Danny Ings up front on his own. I think that would annoy me. So, oh dear, he's smiling at me. Oh no.
I'm joking. Just to be clear, I'm joking about the last bit. Yeah, good. Not even on purpose. I just my brain, half my brain says don't do it, and the other half said go on.
I know you should. But you should absolutely. We absolutely should be winding each other up on these videos. So I'd be disappointed if you didn't play some sort of game with me. That'd be good.
Yeah, obviously a good night for the under-21s last night. Another victory, 2-0 win. George Earthy and Mubama scoring for the under-21s. So those 2 are still maintaining their really good form at the younger age groups for West Ham. If you're new around here, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the lineups when they come out in just under a minute's time. We'll do a little bet giveaway. Hopefully we can want to use some cash. We're getting really close recently, actually. We have come really, really close. So hopefully today is the day we get over the line. When I want one of you a little bit of money. So if you're new to Hammers Chat, please do subscribe. The big red button is just under your viewing screen, and also click the thumbs up. It's completely free, takes 2 seconds, and really helps the channel out. So if someone comes onto YouTube in the next hour and a half, they'll type in Crystal Palace West Ham. This video will be the top one recommended to them, thanks to you lovely lot. So please get your thumbs up and get your subscription going. We'll get the team out in just a minute. There's always a banger in this game, Gonzo. This is the fixture.
Yeah.
Always a banger.
Lanzini special. We've put Lanzini in the team for the Lanzini special.
There's always a Lanzini special, but there's also been, a Jordan Ayew special. There's been a Zaha special. There's always a banger. But anyway, would you like to know the West Ham team?
I'm ready now. Thank you.
2 changes for the Hammers from the team that faced Liverpool. Unchanged in goal, unsurprisingly, as Lucas Fabianski is in the sticks. There is a change at left back, though, as Emerson comes in for Aaron Cresswell, who will play alongside Nathan Gerrard, Kurt Zouma, and Vladimir Coufal. The midfield trio remains the same as Thomas Souček continues to partner Declan Rice and Lucas Paqueta. Jared Bowen will start on the right. Mikel Antonio is a striker, and Pablo Fornals on the left, who replaces Said Ben Rama. And just to confirm, there is no injuries to Cresswell or Ben Rama. It's rotation purposes or drop because of form. Take your pick, but they are both available for the bench. The bench, you can guess. We'll do that in a minute, though. But that's your starting 11, Gonzo. What are you thinking?
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Not that obviously. Well, it's not the changes I wanted because I mentioned them 5 minutes ago. Look, it's we can win. Don't get me wrong, we can win with that team. I would like to see Fornals play, and I really would. I hate to see Fornals playing on that left wing. Be interested to see who Palace have got at right back, but I'm imagining he's not going to be dribbling past them an awful lot. So we'll be looking for him to sort of move more centrally on the pitch. Probably get our width from Emerson there. Be interested to see what combination they strike up there. I feel a bit bad for Fornals. When he gets his chance, in a position that doesn't suit him, really. But you can't drop Paqueta. No way. No way can you drop Paqueta there. But the one thing that Fornals, I think, could do would be, if he hasn't... Look, David Beckham never had any pace, right? But at least he was on his right foot and he could deliver the ball over early. Unfortunately, Fornals is slow and he's got to delay himself even more because he's got to check back in and cross on his right foot as well. So I think that can work a little bit, but I'd like to see them. Moyes won't do this. I'd like to see him swap over a little bit throughout the game, Bowen and Fornals, and maybe get those early crosses in sometimes. I just hope we're not. I hope we're not too tired. It's interesting with the Emerson one there because I didn't think Cresswell. Because of his age, I understand why Cresswell's maybe been replaced there, but he wasn't one of the 3 or 4 that I particularly highlighted and thought they look absolutely knackered in midweek. So yeah, it's interesting, but he's gone strong, obviously.
I think Emerson almost feels a little bit like change for change's sake, which is, I feel like I must rotate. I have to rotate. The team's looking tired, but I don't want to touch my centre-back pairing. Coufal's playing really well. Okay, well, I'll change Caswell. Don't want to touch my midfield. The attack one, actually, Fornals deserved his chance. I would argue he deserved it against Liverpool after what he did against Bournemouth. So I'm hoping he's got that confidence boost still under his wing because he didn't even come on the pitch against Liverpool. So I'm hoping that hasn't impacted his morale a little bit. I kind of get it, and I'm looking at it from a completely different perspective here. Because when we did the subs against Liverpool, when the team were a bit flagged, we were crap. Yeah. Ben Rama gives us an option off the bench. When we, on the hour mark, if Antonio's struggling and Bowen's struggling, you can bring Ben Rama on, and you're bringing someone on you've got a little bit of faith in to do something. He hasn't been providing recently, Ben Rama, whether it's goals or assists, he's not been providing either, or even just chances, full stop. He's not been good enough. But I'd imagine he will be the first sub on for the attacking options in this team. Whereas against Liverpool, Cornet's a good player, but there's little faith in him. Ings doesn't work. So I think he's almost given himself a little bit of an option from the bench here, having Said Ben Rama there. And funnily enough, this is a fixture, the reverse fixture. This is a fixture he took Ben Rama off and the crowd booed. So this fixture is quite a pivotal one because that was the one. The reverse fixture earlier in the season at London Stadium, that was the one that pushed me over the edge into sort of the Moyes out camp. That was me. Yeah. I had enough then. I thought, nah, this is it. That game of football was terrible. I hated it. I hated these substitutions in that game. I remember it very, very well. Then we played Leicester the following week just before the World Cup break. So this was the game that pushed me over the edge. And so, yeah, I get why he's done it. He's gone strong. He's taken another gamble. He's rolling the dice that we're going to get something from this one. And then we can relax a little bit at the Etihad on Wednesday night. I'd imagine that's the plan. And I like it. I do like it. So interesting. I'm surprised, actually. I was kind of expecting the same 11 again. So I'm a little surprised, but 2 is not the most changes you could do. Right, let's take a look at the West Ham bench before we have a look and see what Crystal Palace are doing this afternoon. It is, as expected. Ben Johnson remains the only senior player not selected today. Good luck getting that contract sorted. So the bench for West Ham is Areola, Aaron Creswell, as well as Manuel Lanzini and Flynn Downs, Maxwell Cornet, Danny Ings, Angelo Ogbonna, Saeed Benrahma, and Thilo Kehrer. There you go. That's the West Ham bench for you today. Now, in the live chat, there is a poll that asks, how are you feeling about the starting 11? There's 4 options there. Please select which one reflects your opinion, please. And we'll get the results from Charlie when he joins us. Gonzo, would you like to know what Crystal Palace are doing today?
I very much would like to know what Crystal Palace are doing. Today of all days, particularly
Getting
today, I want to know
beat.
the Palace team.
Hey,
what did you say? What do you say?
I said getting beat. They're getting beat. That's what Palace are doing today. Right, then Palace today are lining up in their usual formation. Bad news, Zaha's available. But this is the Palace starting 11. Johnston continues in goal despite his performance against Wolves. A back four of Joe Ward with Mark Gay. They've also got Anderson and Mitchell. In midfield, they've got Decore next to Schlupp and Eze. He'll drop a little bit deeper today. On the right, they've got Elise. On the left, they've got Zaha. And through the middle, they've got Mr. Jordan Ayew.
Some pace in that team, to be fair. But that being said, the one place that don't have any pace is where Fornals is up against. He's up against Joel Ward, and so he's gonna. He can do well against Joe Ward because Joe Ward is not really an attacking fullback, so he's not got to worry about Joe Ward, steaming down the right hand side and putting a crossover for Jordan Ayew to head in. So he could probably not worry too much.
Header, £5. There we go.
That's right. Joe Ward assist. Right too. It's a fast
form.
team. It's a fast team. 2 good centre backs. Be committed. Central midfield is going to be interesting. Really, really interesting. Actually, I think we can win that battle. Actually, what's he doing with Schlupp? Schlupp's got to be wide, so he's dropping someone in the middle there.
No, it's 4-3-3. They tend to potentially go like a bit of a 4-3-3. So Eze will push forward a bit. So Schlupp will be next to Decore, really.
Yeah. It's well, we can get them. I mean, they've got pace there, but we can get a central midfield wide. They're going to cause us all manner of problems, no doubt about it. All manner of problems. That's probably why Moyes has done what he's done. To be fair, and if it works, and he's got Fornals and Emerson there, and he's doubling up. We know that Soufal's in good form, and Bowen's going to help him out. Maybe he's going for it, and keep things tight and hopefully hit them. On the break, but that's going to be hard. That's going to be hard, to be fair, because they're not slow in defence either. So I think, it's more or less what I expected, Geo, and they will pose more or less the threat that I expected. Stadium will be bouncing there as well because they know they're safe. So it's going to be party time there, isn't it? Really. So yeah, interesting one, definitely.
I'm a bit meh about it. I mean, there's definitely a goal or two there for us to score. Their front four is good. I say their front four. I'm not a fan of Ayew. I really dislike him. He performs well under Hodgson, but I do not like Ayew. But he does turn into Benzema when he plays against us for some reason. Obviously, Elise having a good run of form at the minute. Eze's on a really good run of form. Zaha's back now, so that front four is going to cause us bother. And they probably got a goal or two in them as well. Really, it's just a case of who can perform better. But I agree with you. That midfield's there to be got at. And until Thiago came onto the pitch, I thought we did really well in the centre of the pitch against Liverpool, and we dominated against Bournemouth as well. So I'm hoping Paqueta, Souček and Rice between them can win us the game. They do have a lot of pace, but I do think we will sit back today. We will do what we did against Liverpool, do what we did against Bournemouth. And you just don't really give them room to exploit you with their speed. Liverpool have got fast players, but never did I feel threatened by their pace much because we were so deep. And I think we'll do the same again today. I think the defence will sit back a little bit, and that will allow us to have room in the final third for launching the counter-attack. That then poses a problem because we've just removed one of the players vital to that and replaced him with Pablo Fornals. So that's going to be tricky.
Yeah.
But this is where I expect a little bit of what I thought I saw against Bournemouth, which is Lucas Paqueta almost playing as a second striker. When we get the ball, he gets right up beside Antonio, and we make up the numbers in the middle of the pitch. So, it's expected, though. There's no surprises for either manager today. That's what we'll say. The bench for Palace this afternoon is Guetta is on the bench, as well as Richard. James Tompkins is on the bench for Palace, along with Rydwell, Lokonga, Hughes, Mateta, Edward, and Milo. I'm just going to call him Milo. I always get tongue twisted. You said it quite good in the preview. How do you say his name?
Milivojevic.
Yeah, there you go. Him.
It's only taken me 4 years.
Yeah, I've given up. Well, I gave up because he was out the team for the last year. Then he's
Yeah.
back in the team now. I'm not doing it again.
Yes.
So, anyway, that's your teams. I just want to say a quick thank you to Callum says, let's go large for the bet today. He's feeling confident. Thank you for the $3 Aussie. And we've also got a thank you for John, who says, we are winning this one, boys. Relax and get ready for the European tour.
Thank you,
very
John,
much for your super chat and helping out the channel a lot. Right then, Gonzo. The bet. What are you feeling for the bet? We are good odds today, 7-4.
We're good to win. Okay. I mean, I'm
2-1 now.
Yeah, we better put us to win though.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think we will, but I think let's put us to win. Antonio, do you know what? What are the odds on another Paqueta goal? They probably shrink with everyone that he scores, aren't they? I'm done. I'm done predicting Souček to score.
Who do you think will score? Do you want Paqueta? You can have anyone. They're all decent odds.
Do Paqueta.
Paqueta score. Right. Well, in that case, I'm going to insert Eze to have 2 shots and Jared Bowen to have 2 shots, and that will do. We're staying away from the bookings because I don't trust either team. And we'll call it £100. Right. If this wins, £100 for the winner. West Ham to win.
Yeah.
Paqueta to score. Eze and Jared Bowen to have 2 shots each. It sounds simple, right? Surely, right? It sounds simple. So £100 cash. If that bet wins, we'll give one of you guys the money. To enter in the live chat, please put the following phrase.
Moyes doesn't care about Ings.
There you go. Moyes doesn't care about Ings. Get that into the live chat. And this is a very good point. Paqueta goal's a good shout with Oda Pen and no Ben Rama on the pitch. So that would suggest that Paqueta would be.
That's why I did it, you know.
Oh, yeah, of course you did. Yeah. Right, we'll wait for that to come up. It'll chat get spammed. But while I'm waiting for the, there you go.
It all comes at once. They're quick, aren't they?
Yeah, it does. Gonzo, you've seen the teams. What are you thinking?
I don't worry about pace. I constantly worry about pace. No, don't keep me up at night. Don't get me wrong. But I think it's difficult because number one, I like Fornals. Number two, I was delighted he scored. Number three, that Scorpion kick was really good, wasn't it? That being said, just because that's happened hasn't suddenly transformed him into a fast winger. And I still think, by and large, the way Moyes plays him is more of a defensive player. As I say, he's a holding wide player now. And I think he's back in the holding wide player position rather than the super sub role, which is what we saw the other day. So I always feel when Fornals plays, particularly in this, we're down one attacking player. Basically, that's what I feel. We're down one, so we're one less. So that's what I feel about it, basically, really. I'm worried about fatigue levels. I did think we looked a little bit leggy. I don't think he's addressed the players that did look leggy in that game. And he just keeps on playing the same team. So I really hope it works. I hope it works. As you say, a draw might be fine, and he might be looking at a draw. But the one thing that worries me about a draw is we get to the draw and he just keeps playing. They're saying changing 2 players is not really changing the team. Particularly if you don't change the players that are knackered, right?
Or pivotal. Like you can get by in the semi-final without Creswell and Ben Rama.
It's absolutely right. And what concerns me more than anything, that he doesn't get the job done. And then against Man City, we're still playing Zuma and Rice and Paqueta and Antonio and Soufal. And then we get to the Man United game and it's the same. And it's the same. We get to this Alkmaar game and he's just rinsed them. And they're in exactly the same position that he was last year, and which basically we've got a knackered team. That's what concerns me, and that was what would concern me with the draw. So I really hope, obviously I always hope we win every game, but I really hope we win this one. And I hope he's got his tactics right, because this will be a different kind of kicking the can down the road. This will be kicking the can down the road in terms of team fatigue. The difference is you just get a little bit more tired every single time. He must use his squad This is it. He's got a really good bench. West Ham got a really good bench there. Really good bench. He needs to utilise that bench. I'd like to see 5. If he's not done it, okay, fine. Then use 4 or 5 subs. Do something. I want to see a little bit more. In terms of squad rotation. Most important things to win, though, obviously.
I was just away to say this. So Scarborough, thank you. He said upside to finals is he will give Emerson space down the wing to get in. For those that aren't on Patreon, I'm not a fan of the Emerson Benrahma partnership. I've mentioned it a few times. I just don't like it. Some games it looks okay. I just can't stand it. I think Emerson's constantly getting in Benrahma's way. Whether he's underlapping, well, he always underlaps. He rarely overlaps Emerson. He always comes through the middle of the pitch. And Benrahma, as we saw against Liverpool and Bournemouth, was it effective? No, it didn't work. Against Bournemouth, his shots were tame, but he had 3 or 4 shots on target. He was cutting in and getting his shots off. They weren't good enough, but he was doing it. When he's got Emerson there, he doesn't do it as often because Emerson's constantly, when Benrahma's teeing up the right back, Emerson goes running and blocks off the move inside, and you can't go down the line either because that's where Emerson's running into. So it's sort of stutter. It really does shackle what Benrahma can do. So I think with Fornals there, Fornals can get out of the way and let Emerson provide the width down that side. I'm feeling quite confident, actually. I feel like the role of Paqueta in the last couple of games has really changed. I feel he's a lot more advanced than he was. Post World Cup, he's been deeper. I do feel in the last couple of games, so he's been a little bit more advanced. And this is why I've been quite impressed by Souček's performances in the last couple of games. And I think it's quite pivotal, actually. And that's why I kind of understand why Souček's playing today, because he allows Paqueta to go forward. Like I said, you cannot match. I like statistics, as you know, and I'll use them to beat players with. If I'm evaluating a player's passing, then of course I'm going to use statistics because it's there. But I think Souček's positioning is something you cannot numerically, judge. If you go look at our goal against Liverpool, Paqueta's goal, Souček's pressing on Jota is the reason we win the ball back, and then it gets. There's nothing there to say, "Well done, Thomas Souček." You've got to watch it, but it's not there. So I do feel like Paqueta's been forward a bit more, and it's because of the partnership between the 3 of them, actually. And so that's why I'm okay with your Paqueta shout today. I think he's going to be pivotal. I mean, I'm not saying anything wild here that our £50 million man is going to be the key player here, but I do think he's going to have a big say in this one. And yeah, I feel like there's enough players in form. Against Liverpool, we had the opportunities to create the chances, and poor decision making, poor lack of composure. So we switched that on today and do what we did against Bournemouth. I think we'll have enough to win this one. But Palace certainly possess a little bit of a threat, which worries me.
Well, they do. The other thing that slightly concerns me about this, and I'm sure Moyes will be wise to it and aware of it, we sit back and sit quite deep in an effort to blunt their pace behind us, which I think is a decent enough tactic because they do have tons of it and you don't want them getting behind you. They still have a couple of players who can unlock us even if we're sat deep. And I'm a little bit worried maybe about an Elise or an Eze, either long shot or long delivery, very long delivery, a top quality cross in there or, something. They will say that. Palace say, okay, well, you're going to defend deep. Then they've actually got 2 people who are very, very accurate from long range there. So we have to be very, very careful and make sure that those 2 players are well marked and not given space. Otherwise, either one of those could open us up.
Completely agree about that. Like you said, they possess a threat from distance, and they will shoot from distance, whereas not so much Bournemouth and Liverpool didn't either. They were happy to pass it around, but they have faith they'll break us down, whereas Palace perhaps don't have that. Let's see what you are all saying. Get your thoughts into live chat. Can be about the West Ham team, the Crystal Palace team, any hopes or fears you have ahead of the game, but not your score prediction, please. Steve says we should do a roadshow in the summer. Well, while we won't be doing a roadshow, Dave, stop helping him. We might be doing a live show, just one. Don't know where yet, but we will be collaborating with a former West Ham player and doing a little bit of a live show. So there'll be a Hammers chat segment, then there'll be like a former West Ham player segment as well, all in one night. So we're trying to sort it. Hopefully we'll get it sorted in the next week or 2, and we'll get it planned for this summer at some point. So leave it with us. More to come on that one. Right, let's see what you're all saying. Rocky said Cornet on the left, Antonio on the right, and Ings in the middle.
Great song.
Brilliant. I like that one. That was quite good. Sai says, are we saying that we're safe if we win?
Yes.
Yes. I think so.
Yeah.
Would you remain a West Ham fan if Pringles sponsored us?
I don't dislike Pringles.
Just don't think they're a crisp.
I just don't think they're a crisp.
Mancunian says, Palace have good attacking players. I think this will be a good one. 2 up, 2 down. Says, I'm fairly hopeful of us wrapping up our Premier League today. Andy says, massive game today. A win means all efforts can be put into the European football. Lewis said, I'm so worried about Antonio breaking down. If he pulls his hamstrings, we are screwed. His injury record is decent these days, but a ridiculous amount of games to play in.
Yeah, and then we need to say, oh, okay, we need to try and get Cornet fit and up to first team speed. That'll be the issue with it because things won't work. Mikey says, thank God for Niles at last, but he has to play a free role central somehow as he wasted on the wing. I'm not sure though. Then he would just get in Paqueta's way, out of Paqueta's way. Get out of it and let Paqueta do his thing. Do you know what I will say? Fanals looked good playing counter-attacking football against Bournemouth, though. Got his goal, set up Cornet's goal. I know it was offside, but he did his bit. Well, he did, but yes, but this was sort of my point, really. He was a lot of the time he was either central or he was on the right, and actually the Cornet delivery is exactly my point about him being on the right and being able to use his right foot. That doesn't happen on the left. He has to stop, he has to check, puts it with his right, and you get they're basically in swinger rather than the out swinger, which is what you got there. To give him every chance, and that's what I do. Just if you've got to play him wide, move him around a little bit, let him play. Hitting the ball from deep like David Beckham used to do, rather than down the left. He's got to run down the wing, and it's more difficult for him.
Bez is asking if you're wearing a salmon jumper.
He's more peach, I think. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, more peach. Maybe a bit salmony. I don't know, a bit fishy, slightly fishy.
Yeah, it looks peachy from here. I'll let you off with peach. Dean says Declan's 200th Premier League appearance today. Where did that time go?
Wow, amazing, isn't it?
I think he's 4 off Steve Potts now.
I mean, he has been this is the thing. He's been a really good servant.
Well, he's never injured either.
No, you're right. In fact, that's worth more money. Arsenal, thank you. He never gets injured.
Not quite as good as Bruno Fernandes. He started. Amazing. Did you see it? He started against Spurs. So Bruno Fernandes. For those watching, Bruno Fernandes has never missed a game through injury in his professional career. He's missed 1 game for Man U through illness, and that was it. So wild.
Yeah, it's amazing statistic.
Cyclops says we're walking a tightrope with fatigue. He's nervous for today. Riaz said Bournemouth were dead and buried in regards to my comment about Pablo Fornals. What are you giggling at?
Someone said it's my crab paste. My jumper's crab paste. Oh, crab paste!
Lucas says that would help us if we win our future games. Can't afford to lose. Good squad. We've got to go at them. Downside is Zaha is back and he loves a goal against them. We've got a really good record at Selhurst. I think in the last 8 games, I think we've won at Selhurst. We've won 5, drawn 2, lost 1. And we've won 3-2 the last 2 seasons there. So we've got a really good record at that gaff. Mandy says Palace will see our wing attacks. We will go through Bowen today. Michael says Fornals is there to allow Emerson to overlap. We need to utilise the bench. Dean says Fornals is Moyes' equivalent to Leon Osman. I always thought. Seems out of favour, surprisingly.
Absolutely right.
Graham says there's been a lot of movement in the front 4 recently. Antonio often out to the left. That's very true. That is very true. So maybe Fornals will get a bit of time in a more central role. Lewis says, if we win, do you think it's fine to heavily rotate against City and take a potential beating in order to replace key players?
100%.
Yeah. It's if we win today, it's all about European football.
Yeah.
Gary says, we're definitely not keeping that front 4 out. I have a bad feeling about today. I can see a 2-1 defeat. Oh. Electrical says, Fornals and Paqueta would be good in the middle. They could play off each other with Emerson outside, but that leaves Rice defending. Tends to do most defend event anyway, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Mike says we should do a live show in Cornwall because we can stay at his for free.
Thank you. Love Cornwall. Might just come to yours and stay for free anyway, Mike. To be fair. Live show. Thank you, mate. I'd love a bit of Cornwall. Yeah.
Where's that guy that had the mansion a couple of weeks ago? Where's he?
Is it Adrian?
Yeah, I think it was. Where does he live?
Oh yeah, the old Duke.
He could host a live show. He's got a big enough garden.
He could. I'm get me speedos ready.
Steve said we can get the beers in if we stay up and win the Conference League. Oh, absolutely. The live show will be after the Conference League final. That's 100%. So then hopefully we'll be discussing it. With the Hammers Chat thing works, we'll be doing like a review of the season.
Either celebrating or drowning our sorrows with those beers, Steve.
But either way, we're getting pissed. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
It is, isn't it? We need to do that. John says, stop worrying. We are winning today. Dean says Antonio out left would destroy Joel Ward.
That's true.
But then if you are going to do that, play Cornet in the middle then. Do you know what I mean?
No, look, I agree. I mean, the weird thing is, I'm looking at their team, and the one area where we could possibly be quicker than them is that area. And actually, do you know what? We won't do that. We'll go slow down there.
Just to see your reaction. Matt's asking, do you want Zaha in the summer? His contract's up.
Yeah.
Good luck with this one. Make sure you use the word allegedly.
Yeah. Maybe David Moyes wouldn't want to sign Wilfried Zaha due to he didn't seem to fancy him too much at Man United. I think so. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. No. I'm just saying, as a footballer, he didn't seem to select him an awful lot at Manchester United. You'd have to ask Patrice Evra. He's got more of a story about it.
Well, when he's not licking raw chicken.
Yeah, but do not put any money on your money. Do not bet on Zaha turning up at West Ham.
Do you remember that video of Evra licking a raw chicken and spanking it?
I didn't, but I do remember the WhatsApp chat about it, but no one seemed to include the video of it.
He licked it and then he just went to a raw chicken.
You get salmonella from licking a raw chicken, though, right? Yeah. I think you're all right spanking it, but I don't think you can lick one.
Yeah, so there's
a sentence I never thought I'd ever say.
Spank the chicken if you wish. Johnny said, does smashing the heart button help the channel? What heart button? I don't know what that is.
You're on the wrong side. Hey, you're on Tinder. That doesn't help the channel. That might help you.
No, I'll tell you what, though, there is a live chat. I tuned into Forwards from Ireland last night. Gatesy and Duke were live, and I put it on, and there was a heart button there, but I didn't want to push it because I didn't know what it did, just in case you donated £1 or something. I'm quite tight. I didn't want to donate any money, so there was a live.
Casey's got a new job. He don't need the money.
So I didn't want to. Yes, I didn't want to push. There was a live heart, so yeah, push it. See what happens. Bugger it. I don't know.
No, don't bugger it. Don't bugger it. That'd be a bad thing to do. You probably break your device, break your iPad if you do that. Just press it.
Charlie might know. We'll ask Charlie when he comes on. He says he'll know. Harry says we'd like to have seen Lanzini, but I guess he has not had enough game time.
I agree with both. Sorry. Some of the comments are
well, like this one or that one.
It was Evra. I don't want to get blamed for it. Evra did it.
He spanked the chicken. Johnny said we can see the love hearts on the side of the screen. We can't see anything at our end.
I don't know what they do. I think YouTube are having one over. I don't know.
Razor says someone on here wanted Cornet. Doesn't anyone watch that useless piece of such and such speedy, but another waste of money like buying Ings. Doesn't know how to play him like Haller and Skamaka.
Yeah, well, I mean, most of his signings, he hasn't. Could chuck Vlasic in there as well if you want.
Jordan said, he's a great player, but Zaha's personality off the pitch is so disagreeable. I wouldn't want him at West Ham. Oh, on the pitch, sorry. I thought he said off the pitch. I was ready to say, well, hang on a minute. I think you're wrong with that one. But yeah, I can't stand him. And Bruno Fernandes are two players.
They're all the same person, aren't they? Zaha, Arteta, and Bruno Fernandes. They're all related.
I don't think they are, no. But Charlie says, to be fair, he looks decent. He doesn't have a clue what the offside rule is. I wonder I might have a look and see how often he was offside at Burnley. It must have been a thing. Like, he isn't just suddenly kept getting offside at West Ham.
No, but immediately as he rocks up at West Ham, it was evident he was just offside.
Even in pre-season friendlies or whatever.
It was. And the funny thing is, right, when it first happened, then you say it, it's like an insult. Is it? You don't even understand the offside rule. It's sort of an insult. But you don't mean it. Of course, you're a professional footballer. Of course, he understands the offside rule. The last time he did it, I thought, I wonder if he understands the offside rule.
You do start questioning when he's offside so frequently and
yeah.
unnecessarily at times as well. There's like the times it's just like, why are you there? Why have you decided to do that? But Dean would start him up front with Danny Ings against Manchester City. Steve says Haaland playing the night with his hairband out. Maybe Zuma will end up in court for pulling it.
Pulling
his hair.
All right.
Nick says Kane needs a run of games. Can't expect somebody to be up to speed when he's played about 10 minutes of football. Yeah, I'm a bit like that. I think he's. He'd
be even more offside if he was up to speed, wouldn't
he? I think he's a really good player. He's just not utilised him correctly, and I think part of the problem is when Moyes spoke about him, he said, "Oh, he can play on the left, he can play on the right, he can play up front," and I thought, "Oh, not another utility player." Because when Moyes
not at all.
Yeah, but when Moyes has a utility player, he plays him like one. See, Ben Johnson will play him when we need him, where we need him, kind of thing. Whereas someone like Jared Bowen, who has a position, he doesn't get moved about because that's his position. You play right wing and you only play right wing. Soufal, you are a right back and only a right back. Whereas because he sees Kone as someone that can cover various positions, he just sort of keeps him until he needs him. It's a bit frustrating, but... Graham says, for now, we have come to defend and try and scrape a draw, but I think we will get spanked. Charlie says,
like a chicken.
Yeah, there you go. So we're going to be like a chicken. Evra is playing for Palace today. Charlie says you'd allow it if he was being moved offside by defence, but he just stands behind them. Gareth is asking who is on the bench. There you go. It's on your screen right now for you. That's your West Ham bench there. Johnson's got a fumble in him, says Bert. Yeah, he had a bit of a mare against Wolves. I thought he would have got a drop for today, actually, but nevertheless, we might have a shaky keeper in the sticks for Palace today, so hopefully we can get at him. But is confident. I'm over Liverpool, although that's the angriest at football. I was nasty to everyone. I threw stuff and everything. Don't know about you, but I was fuming.
I didn't throw anything.
I'm not that angry. Guy says, well done for having cheap digs at the manager day in, day out.
So much contempt from your mate. Is your mate?
I don't know. Charlie says, I haven't played in a year and I still know the offside rule. The bottom bloke on Gonzo's pinball machine looks like Mark Noble. It does a bit, actually.
It's Sopranos, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got in the way now.
What? Him?
Yeah, that looks like Noble. I think that's who he's referring to. It looks like Noble to me, from here.
Come on, who's that one look like? Who are these people? Is that one David Moyes?
That looks like Sullivan, the one in from the left.
This is Sully.
Yeah.
Cheeky little Sully having a little sneaky peek.
So that would make her Brady.
Karen? What, there?
No, the one on the...
Oh, this one?
The one behind your chair.
Oh, Karen Brady. Liam Ridgewell, don't know what he's doing there.
That one looks like a Gerd, the one on the...
It does, a Gerd.
No, at the bottom. The bottom one.
Oh, hello. Got another one there.
No, but that one there, it looks like a Gerd. The one on your furthest away from you on the bottom. Looks like Naif. Yeah, it looks a bit like a Gerd. Kevin said it looks like Jack Sullivan.
There you go.
Charlie says it's Skamaka's family photo.
Someone said devil. Andy says devil with boobs. He might know that doesn't. I presume that mean me. I know what he means. I'm only joking.
Andy's saying Ben Johnson off in the summer. He's got to be in. He's not even on the bench again.
I would think so.
Like he's got 1 year left to go on his contract now. We're gonna have to cash in on him. We can't let him go for free. But do you know something? I've just thought. Let's say we sell Johnson in the summer. Next season would be the first time in a long time no one's in the first team from our academy.
Oh yeah. There's a fly in here.
Anyway, welcome to Hammer's Chat. There you go. There's flies in the building. We talk about spanking chickens and who looks like the Sopranos.
That's fine. That's what you tuned in for.
Please do drop a like on the video and subscribe to Hammer's. We're not going anywhere. It's not finished. We're here for full time. I'm just doing a little bit of admin. You know, get the channel up and running, get the video boosted a little bit, kind of thing. So do all that good stuff. Time to get your score predictions into the live chat as well, please. But please make it obvious who you are going for. So if you say 2-1. I'm going to assume it's Crystal Palace unless you put West Ham next to it. Obviously, if you do 1-2, I'll know it's West Ham. But get your score predictions into the live chat, please. Gonzo in the preview. What did you say? Did you say 3-1?
Yeah, I've changed my mind. This thing's like a pterodactyl. Have you seen it? Have you seen it fly in front of the screen? There's a blue bottle. It's massive. Anyway, oh dear, Peter. Hey, Peter's making friends.
He's not wrong, is he?
Quite right. Yeah, I've changed my mind. I'm going to go that. What Zach said. I'm going with 1-1.
Why? Why have you downgraded?
Because I don't like what he's done with the team, particularly. So, and I think we're tired. I think we're tired. I just think, I think we can win the midfield battle. I think they're probably stronger out wide. I think we're probably stronger centrally. I think we might cancel each other out. I think it might 1-0 is what I'm going for.
Quite a mixed bag in the live chat, actually. 3-2 West Ham says Faithful. 2-1 West Ham says Arthur and Graham. 5-1 says Timmy. 3-2 says Duke. That would be the third 3-2 in a row. Amanda's saying 3-2 as well. Philip's going 2-all, as is John's going 2-1 to Crystal Palace. Matt's going 3-2 West Ham. He's also wanting the third 3-2 in a row. Jordan says 3-0. Paul's 3-1. Simon's 3-0. 2-1 says Stephen. 1-all says Glenn. He wishes he could be more optimistic. Will and Dean are both 2-1. He reckons Ings is going to come on and get the winner. Colton says 3-0. John says 3-1. Michael says 2-1. 2-2, 3-1, 1-0. So it's quite confident actually. And most going for a West Ham win. I think the most popular result is probably 2-1 West Ham. Eddie says 2-1 Palace. I said 2-1 West Ham in the preview, and I'm going to stick with 2-1 West Ham after seeing the teams. I think Ben Rama on the bench could be key for West Ham today, actually. It might be a little bit frustrating for the starting 11. It might mean we have less intent going forward, but I do think what he's done is given himself a substitution that can come on and try and just maintain or increase the threat going forward, which is not something we had against Liverpool. When he did those subs against Liverpool, we got worse. Our attack faltered, and then it got going again with 10 minutes to spare, but that was just because of the nature of the game. It was nothing to do with tactics. It's because we were a goal down with 85 minutes on the clock. Liverpool naturally were sitting deep, and we were naturally attacking. There was no tactical decision. There was no substitutions to do that. It was just the way the game went. But in between the subs and that happening, we were out of the game because of the subs, because Danny Ings was brought on. And I hope if he does 2 attacking subs today, I beg, please let them be Ben Rama and Cornet. I don't want to see Danny Ings. I mean, it depends how the game's going, but generally speaking, it can't be.
And to be fair, Gio, and I'll just back you up on this. You wanted Danny Ings for a long, long time. You're not saying Danny Ings is a bad player, and you'd want to see Danny Ings if David Moyes was going to put out a system that would benefit him.
If come the 80th minute Gonzo, we're 2-1 down, then I want to see Danny Ings because of the way the game's going, we will be in and around Palace's box. That's when I want Danny Ings on the pitch. But the way we've been playing recently is very counter-attack based.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't suit it whatsoever. No. There will be a time in a lot of games that Danny Ings is the right choice off the bench, but I think that will be late on or when we are severely on top and we're doing everything except stick it in the back of the net. That's when you want Danny Ings on because the ball might fall to him. I mean, against Liverpool, arguably it nearly worked. When we got the penalty, well, it was Danny Ings that won the penalty. And yes, okay, it was a handball, but he was the one that's in the box, trying to play the ball, whatever. That's where he's good, in the 18-yarder. The problem is he's not good outside the 18-yarder. Well, he's good at build-up. He's just slow. I've seen times at West this season where he's got the ball, he's done a good pass. The guy with the ball, say Jared Bones ran, he's looked up and Ings is 20 yards behind him. He just can't get into the box. He's just not fast enough. So the Ings is a good player. Ings is a really good player. It's just he's a really good finisher. And the problem is Antonio's the opposite. He's not the best finisher, but his build-up play is excellent. And that's why he suits us. We've got the polar opposite in Danny Ings, really. And so they're never both going to work. So, there you go. Get Ben Rama and get Cornet on, please. That's what I say. And speaking of them, let's get our guy off the bench, Mr. Charlie Walsh. How you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
Good. Can we get the results? I'm intrigued.
We can. We asked how you felt about the starting 11.
You always remind me of Family Fortunes when you do that, by the way.
It's a slow delivery, isn't it? It's good. It's calm. It's nice.
No, you don't need
our survey said...
yeah, basically a big giant X comes on the screen. 1% of people were fuming. 7% of people said it was very poor. We're continuing the trend of everyone being very happy. Well, everyone being happy. Because 19% of people said very happy and 70% said it's all right. So again, a huge percentage of people in that happy categories.
So 90% are either...
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, pretty much very happy or, yeah, it's right. Yeah, it's right.
Before me and Gonzo disappeared, Charlie,
yeah,
Gonzo said earlier, what is Schlupp going to do?
Oh, what?
He said a lot about pace, but he said, what is Schlupp going to do?
What are you...
I could feel your anger.
Jeffrey Schlupp,
what is Schlupp going to do?
Baller, mate.
I said, where's he going to play?
Everywhere.
He said, where's he going to play?
Everywhere, anywhere he wants. The man is a baller. How dare you even begin?
I didn't. This is faux outrage created over something I didn't say.
I'm not having this. This is whether you're in the center of the vortex or you're on the edge of it, mate. This is Schlupp hatred happening right here, and I'm not for it.
I like Schlupp.
Well, that's good for you. I don't mind saying I don't like him. I think he's rubbish.
What do you mean he's rubbish? Matt's pissed as well. Disgraceful, mate. He's brilliant. Schlupp, right? A Premier League winner, Jeffrey Schlupp. Have you won a Premier League? No, exactly.
Is he win a Premier League? When did he win a Premier League?
Leicester.
Danny Simpson's won a Premier League. Does that make him a better right back than, I don't know, Danny
Simpson isn't still playing at the top level, Geo, elite level as Jeffrey Schlupp is.
He
Other people have dropped off. Many people have dropped. Jamie Vardy's dropped off. Jeffrey Schlupp's still out here balling. That's all I'm saying.
He's not balling.
He's balling.
He's just involved. That's all. There's a big difference.
Is the ball involved? Then he's balling.
Look, is the cameraman involved in the orgy? No, he's just there.
Yeah, but he's not doing the actions. Jeffrey Schlupp's in there making things.
You never know, Geo. You never know. I've always imagined he was, to be honest with you.
No, the cameraman is not a porn star. He's just there. He's getting involved. He's important. He's required.
No,
he's not the performer.
I think he's getting some fringe benefits, quite frankly.
No, he's just on the sideline with his little Todd.
Here's the difference, though. The difference is Jeff, like, that would be the equivalent of like the camera people on the side of the pitch. Jeffrey Schlupp's in there making things happen, you know?
He's not making anything happen.
Supplying the balls. He's doing his bits, bro. What are you talking about? He's got pace, as I'm sure Gonzo probably said.
He's got pace.
He's got pace. He's
not got the best close control, has he?
Bro, close control is not necessary, okay? Cristiano Ronaldo just kicks the ball and chases it. Why can't Jeffrey Schlupp? Look, Jeffrey Schlupp does everything you want in a midfielder, in a winger, potentially left back if you're really stretched. Mate, Jeffrey Schlupp.
If you're a player, which Jeffrey Schlupp is one of these players, if you're a player that gets played in 5 or 6 different positions, it's because you're not good enough. You're a jack of all trades, master of none. That's never a good thing. No one wants to be a utility player. Jeffrey Schlupp is a utility player.
I'm sorry. That's message of the day, that one.
I don't know. Where was the other one? You got me looking.
Maybe he uses his Premier League medal to do
it. Listen. He's got there.
Angles it back.
Listen, I'm just saying, okay. Jeffrey Schlupp is an absolute baller of a man. He does everything you want in a footballer and more.
I've already resigned to it. He's scoring today. I've resigned to fate.
Thank you very much. And then you're just gonna have to accept it. It's like you're hating on Jordan Ayew. Jordan Ayew, Premier League striker.
I'm not doing it. Someone at the very start said Jordan
Charlie Walsh still trolling the trolls.
Someone in the very start of the streams, I can't scroll back, it was literally when we went live. Someone said, "Oh, great, Jordan Ayew's way to turn into R9 again." And I just thought I couldn't think of anything that summarizes him more. Oh, yeah. Like, he does it every time we play Palace. Ayew just turns into this monster. Yes. So I'm not going to slag him off because I know he will play well today. But Schlupp, no, he's not for me.
Who was it? A couple of weeks. Gee, you'll remember this. What was it? A couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, when Jordan Ayew got subbed off and he was on 2 goals. I was fuming. Is it Leeds that they absolutely walloped recently? Crystal Palace. It was.
Yeah, it was 5-1.
It was that one. I think it was that. And Jordan Ayew scored 2, and then he got substituted off after he scored the second. And I have never been so annoyed. I was like, he has never. Are
you kidding me? Yeah, I bet that's what you were like.
He's very, yeah. It was very. He's never scored a career hat trick, Jordan Ayew. And we were deprived of
That's
that
a shock.
by Roy Hodgson. Thankfully, he's made up for it because he's put Jeffrey Schlupp on the team. But outside of that, I would have been fuming.
The only thing worse than losing to Ayew scoring is watching Andre Ayew take a pen in the World Cup. That was the worst thing I've ever seen. A guy with no confidence with the worst penalty I've ever seen in my life, then got subbed off at half time and was made to sit there in the dugout in the second half and watch his team get eliminated from the World Cup.
It wasn't quite gay. No, it was Jan. It was Jan, wasn't it? Asmo Jan, who's the one who did it. Not I don't know why I thought it was a Ghana gay. Asmo Jan, Uruguay. Wasn't quite that. Managed to step up and redeem it a little bit. Didn't do that one, but what can you do?
Anyway, myself and Gonzo are going to disappear. I'll be back at half time to join Charlie for Chamber. But don't you go anywhere. Charlie's with you till the full time whistle. So stick around, keep him busy in the live chat. And there's plenty to talk about. There's Schlupp, Ayew, and spanking chickens. Myself and Gonzo will catch you.
Thank you, Geo. Thank you, Gonzo. Thank you all for joining. Shout out to Patrice Evra while we're at it. And I hope you're all well. It's West Ham versus Crystal Palace. It's an absolutely ginormous game. Not in terms of staying up, because I feel like, to be honest, I feel like we're both there. I think we're both good in terms of staying up at this point, which is a bit weird to say. A win would confirm it, I think, either way. I think Crystal Palace are basically safe anyway, and I think we're practically safe. I think a win would do 100% confirmation of that fact. However, having said that, I think what's bigger for us is the fact that if we win, it gives us an absolutely huge opportunity in Europe, because it means we can safely and comfortably rotate in a way that doesn't freak us out and means that we can put all of our eggs into the European basket. Because if we win today, then that's more than enough points, I think, to stay up, and it means we can put that focus on. That's kind of what I really want out of this. And I'm kind of semi-confident. We'll go through the lineups now, but while I do that, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the most confident possible, 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible. I've only been saying this for several years at this point. I should be able to get it right. How confident are you of a West Ham win today? Let me know while we go through the lineup and have a little deeper look. West Ham lineup as such, 2 changes from the starting 11. It's Fabianski in goal with Soufal, Zuma, Aged, and Emerson. Souček, Rice, and Paqueta in midfield with Bowen, Fornals, and Mikel Antonio up front. I'll be honest with you, this is my 11, essentially. I would maybe consider Cresswell over Emerson, but apart from that, this is my starting 11. This is what I would have gone with. This is what I go with most teams. The last couple of weeks where I've been saying this is what the team, I think David Moyes' most trusted 11, the strongest 11 in his mind. This is mine. And I'm really happy to see it. I'm good to see some changes. I think frankly, I think Ben Rama needed to be dropped. I don't think he's been good enough. And I think take him out of the game, take him out of the spotlight for a second, give him a rest, have him come on maybe as a sub today or in the next game. And hopefully we'll see that renewed Ben Rama that, everyone loves to see when it's working and he's in full flow and he's brilliant to watch. On top of that, Emerson for Cresswell, sure. Yeah, okay. Like, we need to be rotating to some extent. And even if Cresswell didn't look super tired in the last game, I don't think he did. He wasn't showing signs of it, in my opinion. I wasn't really too worried about that. He might in future games, so we might as well take the opportunity while we can to rotate. And Emerson of Fornals, maybe Cresswell and Ben Rama, maybe it's just a straight swap in Moyes' mind. Maybe he thinks those combinations work best. But in general, this is what I believe to be the strongest 11. Gives me a lot of confidence. The substitutes bench: Areola, Cresswell, Lanzini, Downs, Cornet, Ings, Ogbonna, Benrahma, and Kera. Basically the exact same thing. Basically the exact same thing. Just switched around. Just those 2 switched around. Good to see you, Stu, by the way. You're looking at relatively confident early on, Gareth. I'm glad it's an early game for you. It's too early for me, but we're up. I've had breakfast. We're moving. We're seeing what happens. I've had cereal. I say breakfast. But a mixed bag so far of confidence levels. We're seeing sort of ebbs and flows. Some 4s, some 5s. We're seeing some 7s. There's a 9 from Dave. 8, 4, 5, 6, 5, 7, 7, 10. Sunnyverse, good to see you coming through with 10. 6, 6, 6, 8, says Budgie. Green Screen Elites, great channel. You should subscribe. How are you, Budge, by the way? Hope you are. 4, 6, 4 nows. 1, says Riaz. He's fuming. Probably in the fuming category, the poll results. A sunny 69. Hope we smash them. It is very sunny. I will say that. I woke up today. It was a bit too much. It's a bit too warm. It's a bit too warm. We have a corridor in this house, and it's a bit too warm, you know what I mean? 5, I'm just as nervous against Bournemouth, though. Fair. And Deckers, good to see Jeffrey Schlupp's in the team, my G. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Yeah, I'm relatively confident. I'm confident that these people can put out the performance levels that we need, because that's the big thing, right? It's not necessarily about the result, although, again, as I said, the result would be absolutely massive for us. It's more about the performance levels and what performance levels can be put out, and I think this is our best chance of doing that. And I honestly want to see Mikel Antonio rotated at some point, but realistically, if he's not in the team, we have basically a 0% chance of doing anything. It sucks, but it's true. Unless we put Mubama in. Mubama's kind of my hope for that. But let's have a look at the Crystal Palace lineup, because there is one big inclusion, ladies and gentlemen. Johnson starts in goal. It's not him. We have Ward, Gay, Anderson, and Mitchell at the back. Eze, Decore, and Jeffrey Schlupp in midfield. Elise, CRYWHU, and Zaha up front. The danger man, Jeffrey Schlupp. Get Zaha off, put Schlupp in, having a big old time. Dangerous. The danger man. Okay, someone we're going to have to be keeping an eye on. Their bench, Gaeta, Richards, Tompkins, Weiderveld, Lakonga, Hughes, Milivojevic, Mateta, and Edouard. Scary times, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, those are your two lineups. I feel like I'm relatively confident of performances, and at this point, that's all I can really rely on. We could talk about the idea of am I confident of a win and everything else? And sure, yes, I think I might predict a win today, although I'm feeling a little bit hesitant about it. Ultimately, performances are what matter. And as long as we can keep up the performances, then I believe we can keep up the momentum. And that's all we needed. I thought the performance was there against Liverpool, despite the result. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for. That's kind of what I'm vibing, right? That's all I'm begging for anyway. Shout out Danger Mouse, by the way. I was listening to his latest album, not the small mouse with the iPad. I was listening to the album of Danger, his last album. It's very good. He's very talented producer, very talented. Possibly could be delayed kickoff. There is an issue with Crystal Palace season ticket card readers. Yeah, the kickoff may be delayed. Yeah, am I gonna have to vamp for an extended period of time, because this could be bad. Well, in that case, I will ask you for Sub Bingo. Sub Bingo is, of course, the game where we predict what David Moyes will make his first substitution. You don't have to tell me who it will be for, although I will put the bench along the bottom of the screen, just in case you want to add a little bit of spice. All that counts is the minute. Let me know what minute and who it will be if you wish. I'm going to say 69 minutes, obviously, as per. You have to do it. And I'm going to say it'll be Ben Rama for Fornals. I'm going to see it be Ben Rama for Fornals. Usually I say Fornals for Ben Rama. I'm going to switch it up. It's going to be Ben Rama for Fornals. Easy as you like, 69 minutes. Tell some jokes. Listen, Adam, if it gets to that, it gets to that. If it gets to that, it may have to. Can you tap dance? I could give it a whirl. I don't think downstairs would like it, but I can give it a shot. There's, of course, a timer in the top corner, which will tell you when the game does eventually kick off, how far behind you I will be, because I am watching live, legally, on BT Sport. And for some reason, when you watch it on their website, which is how I watch it because I don't have a TV in the vicinity to really watch it properly, it's delayed by like a minute. And I really don't understand why. I feel like we should have the technology to keep these things up. We don't. However, if you are looking for a way to watch the game today, there are definitely ways you can do it. If you scroll down into the link in the description below, there's a bit there called Join Our Discord. Lovely Hammers Chat West Ham community, fans of all clubs welcome. But more importantly, on the left-hand side, if you scroll down, there's a bit there called Stream Links, in which you will find what you're looking for. You love to see it. You love to see it. Where is it? Clips, I can't see it. I saw the words Denzel Kelly. I got very excited. The chat has moved at a rate where I can't find it anymore. I'm trying to scroll. It can't be seen. Shout out Denzel Kelly, my G, redemption arc from where he started with his evil big brother. Yeah, just a good lad. Just a good lad. Eastside Views are going for a 3-0 loss. I mean, we'll get onto score predictions in a minute, but Eastside Views, harsh. 3-0 loss. Fair play, mate. Hey, listen, if that's the thing. have a Baby Bell munch off, what? Just eat them all. There are Baby Bells available, by the way. There are 2 in the fridge, so we could get again. It could get down to that. 72 minutes, 80 minutes. Ings for Antonio, 75 minutes, 60th minute. Antonio breaks down. That's the big concern, really. I mean, when you're looking at the lineup, and obviously the one person I would really wanted to have rested would have been Mikel Antonio, but there's just no options. I can't remember if it was Geo or Gonzo. I think it was Geo who brought up playing with Bama. That would be my choice if we had to rest Antonio, would be giving Mubama the game. And it's weird to say that because I wouldn't be as concerned. Solid. I wouldn't be as concerned if that was the case. You know, if Danny Ings came in, if Scamacca was fit and he came in, I would be concerned about the drop-off because they don't fit in the style. Even though I have maybe I have less reservations about Mubama in terms of style, but I also just want to see him play and get game time, and it wouldn't concern me too much. Whether or not that's the case, we'll see what it is. Rice, Zuma, and Antonio off after 14 minutes when we are 6-0 up, says Michael Levy. MLJ, my G, going hog wild, and do you know what? I'm back in it. 6, no worries, no stress. 24 minutes, we'll get an injury. Stress, that one is stressed. That one is stressed. We hijack the Crystal Palace ticket readers. Yes, exactly. You've got to do it by any means necessary. He's here. He's about in the lineup. You've got to pay attention because he's pulling the strings, finishing the goals, or supplying all of it. You know, all of it, all of it. I think he's going early. 62 minutes. Corners for 4 now. Corners the other big shout. Actually, Corners a big shout. I know there's a lot of down. People are quite down on Cornet at the moment, and it's hard not to be. He's not impressed. Let's say. Just go. There has been officially a 15-minute delay. Okay, good. Right. Well, we're gonna have to fab for 15 minutes. That's gonna be fun. I know people aren't super high on Cornet at the moment, given what's been going on. Whenever he came on the pitch recently, it's not been the most vibey performances. He's not been absolutely knocking it out of the park or anything. But realistically, I still have faith in him, and I would still bring him on. I think when you come back from they see a little silhouette of a man, scaramouche, will you do the fandango? We can go the whole thing if you want. Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo. You know, we could do the whole thing. I think when you come off an injury that long, you are going to be moving, and it's not like he's getting a lot of game time either. He's got this huge. He's got a huge mountain to climb to come back from that. His incredibly bad injury and everything else. And so I think he needs as much game time as possible, and I wouldn't be against him coming on. So actually, I think that's a strong shout. Wayne's gone with Benny for Fornals and Ings for Antonio, which again is probably very strong. It's probably very strong indeed. There are bells available. Bells are available. There are 2 in the fridge. There are also oranges, satsumas, whatever you want, clementines. I don't know what they are. Look, we can have the argument. I don't know what they are, but they are. They exist. Just in case we need more, but we do have 2. We do have 2. Cornet on for 4 now, 62 minutes. Yeah, like now I've remembered Cornet's thing up, but he tends to do Cornet so late. I don't know. There's just a lot of issues going on there. Just a lot of issues going on there. Trash VR games, which is that a Beat Saber profile picture? That's what I'm going with. Trash. I have a poster of West Ham. I'm jealous. Love that. I have Danny DeVito in a West Ham shirt. You know, my girlfriend hates it. It's the way these things go. Palace were very poor against 10-man Everton last week. Need to attack and press. One of the big things for me when you look at it is that we don't play well against teams that set up like Roy Hodgson tends to. We never have under David Moyes. It's just not something we're that great at, is breaking teams down. If they're going to sit, because they play a very functional style of football, Crystal Palace, and I don't necessarily think that's a bad way. And they're not as all-out defensive unit as we can be. But if we do let them get into a rhythm and get into a situation where they are able to lock themselves down and then just look for the counter-attacks with Schlupp, Eze, Zaha, Elise, people like that, then even Jordan Ayew, then it's not going to benefit us that much. That's an issue we have always had under David Moyes, and it's an issue we have now. I've liked recently how we've shown that we have started to do a couple of different bits and pieces to try and alleviate that. For example, the short goal kick routines that we've been doing, where Fabianski and the centre-backs will pass it amongst each other to try and sort of initiate a press, try and draw the opposition towards you, make them a little bit stretched so you can almost counter-attack the space that exists, that it creates, even though it's not a counter-attack and it's a goal kick. Stuff like that is good for us to see because we need to sort of be figuring these things out. However, this is a concern for me. And we'll hold off on score predictions because obviously the game's being delayed, but we'll get to that soon. But that's the big thing that's playing in the back of my mind as I'm thinking about what I think the score prediction is going to be today. That's the thing that's in the back of my mind that I'm thinking about quite a lot. Pete Gadd says, I like your taste in music and video games. Thank you very much, Pete Gadd. That's very kind of you. I would say, if anyone likes video games in general, I would say subscribe to @ATopLad, which is my YouTube channel, because something's happening next week. I hope, as long as the time works out. We'll see. Nisa says, you guys need 2 points to be clear of the average amount of points needed to avoid relegation. Yeah, I feel like we're going to get it as well. Obviously, a win in this game would see us, I think, clear anyway. But realistically, I do think we're safe regardless. I think a couple of points would be nice, and we're fine. I think people forget that when you look down the bottom of the table, it tends to be quite difficult because, you know, as close as it is, and as much as a win here could change the dynamic of the table massively, the reason everyone's at the bottom of the table is because no one can pick up points. It's not like at the top where Arsenal, you know, drop some points and then all of a sudden Man City are almost guaranteed to overtake them because they're going to win. It's different down the bottom of the table. There's not a lot of points floating around. So personally, you know, I think we're probably safe. I think realistically a win will do us good. I don't think I have. Maybe I have. I haven't actually weighed myself in a while, but it's very kind of you. I'll take that and I will let it go to my head. Thank you very much. I'll take that better. Like I said, I don't know. I doubt it. But, you know, he's just a big fan. Came through the academy, played up until under 19s level as a tricky winger, and then unfortunately injury did him in, and so he went into acting instead. It's worked out well for him, blessed. But you know. Football double F1, a long weekend, beautiful weather. What a time to be alive. I am well, thank you, Woody, my friend. How are you? Excited for the new sprint weekend format this week in the Formula One. About excited. I mean, I think I've got my head around it. I was a bit confused at first, but I think I now understand what's going on in terms of how things are delineated and what happens if someone gets penalties and all that. But hey, maybe a Leclerc win. It's Azerbaijan, triple pole, I should say. Maybe a Leclerc win. We'll see what happens. Are you going to show us? No, I am not. I'm not, unfortunately. But if you are looking for a way to watch the game, my friend, there are definitely ways you can do it. Scroll down into the link in the description below. There's a bit there called join our Discord. Lovely West Ham Hammers chat community. Fans of all clubs welcome. But more importantly, on the left-hand side, if you scroll down, there's a bit called stream links, and it will find what you're looking for. If you're wondering why the match hasn't kicked off yet, it is being delayed for 15 minutes, given the fact that there is apparently a problem with season ticket card readers or something. They keep cutting to the corner of the stadium where there is just a huge amount of people queuing to try and get into the ground, and barely anyone coming through the turnstiles because apparently they just can't get them in. So kickoff has been delayed for at least 15 minutes until 12:45. That's 12 minutes away. Although, hey, maybe they'll speed up. I don't know what's going on. But right now there is a massive amount of people outside of the turnstiles. They keep cutting to it, just seeing, look, they can't get in. So we'll see. My gut says if this carries on, hey, it might get delayed even more. Hopefully not, because, you know, I'd quite like to get on with my day. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, you can see huge lines, can't you, Arthur? It just keeps cutting to it. They are too terrified of us, hoping it will get called off. Yes, that's the vibe. To be fair, the stands are quite empty. To be fair. I know, Riaz. I know, but like, look, he's on pole. Just stop Verstappen. How difficult can it be? Do you know what I mean? He goes left, you go left. He'll then go back and you can't double move because the rules so you do that and they'll overtake. But it's fine. Just go faster than Verstappen. Where's the stress? Where's the stress? My dad says something about the UK celebrating the Corona nation. Why celebrate a pandemic we never forgot about? I got it. It took me a second, but we're there. It took me a second, but we're there, Sat. Good to see you. I hope you are. It did take me a second. I was lost. Is there a tube near Selhurst? Do you know what? I don't know. I've never been to Selhurst Park. It's one of the London grounds I haven't been to. So I've got no idea. My gut says maybe. I reckon there's an overground station. I was meant to go to Crystal Palace to watch wrestling, but I never went. I reckon there's an overground. Can I tell it for a second? No. What chair do you have? Well, it's a West Ham chair. It's a West Ham gaming chair. I can't remember the company. I'd give him a shout out if I could remember it. I can't. But it was bought for me by the lovely Stuart Morris Accountants. You're accounting professionals. Do you need accountants? Then you should check them out. Run by West Ham fans. That's why they hooked us up. Is that David Vianich? It is David Vianich who's just stood in the crowd. There he is. Shout out, Fuge. If they're based in Ilford, West Ham fan ran. So check them out. Stuart Morris Accountants. They technically bought it for me. So give them a shout out whenever I can. Stuart Morris Accountants. But yeah, I can't remember what the company's called with a J. That's all. They are a very ordinary side, says Dave. If we are anywhere near our performance levels the last few games, it'll be an easy 3-1 win. I don't know. The thing is, yes, but it is ordinary, and I would say they're an ordinary with a couple of brilliance. There's some brilliance, sprinkled in there. Like obviously. You look at the likes of I don't know. I don't want to be harsh about people, but you look at the likes of Johnston, Ward, Mitchell. I think they're quite ordinary. But I think realistically, you look at the likes of Eze, Elise, Zaha, Jeffrey Schlupp, and I think there is some incredible players mixed into that. And like I say, they play a style which doesn't necessarily work for us. It doesn't necessarily work for us, which is going to be interesting to see how David Moyes deals with that. Fred saying flogging dead horses. Suchek, Antonio, the first come to mind. Joke Bell's magic not working. Only any monetary something else. Look, any more try something else. They worked. I can't remember what game it was. What game was it where we ended up scoring loads? Where we did it? They worked that game. Fred. I think so. I did, like I say, I would quite like Antonio to be rested. Hey, look, he's getting quite a big rest now, isn't he? There we go. We wanted Antonio a rest. He's got a rest. We wanted an Antonio rest. It's kind of been forced onto us. Maybe Moyes was out there. Maybe a screwdriver sabotaging the machines, stopping people from being able to get into the grounds, give him as long a rest as humanly possible. Maybe that's the idea. Who knows? Make as long as a longer break away from the previous game with a smaller break to the next game. Maybe. Who knows? Ritesh, good to see you. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're good. Open the effing gates. Yeah, I was kind of having to think about it. Obviously, I don't know. I know they couldn't, but I did kind of have a little think about that. Maybe they could just let the floodgates open for one game. But there you go. Altruism doesn't exist. They've somehow managed to get the cameras out there. We're now getting live shots, not just because we were getting live shots from. We were getting live shots from inside the ground out. They kept having this one high sort of helicopter camera angle of the corner where there's just lots of people. Now they seem to be getting they seem to be getting a flipping angles from outside the ground, so people can get in and out fine. It's just specific people. I don't know. I've just had it confirmed that West Ham are too massive and there's no room left in the stadium, so they can't. Yeah, this is kind of what I was concerned about. Our gargantuanness was beginning to get so out of control that there might not be space on the pitch anymore. And it's a shame because, you'd like the Crystal Palace fans to be able to watch the game, but unfortunately we are just that large that there is just no space. The delay currently isn't until 12:45. I don't know how long they're going to push it, Liam. I don't know. My gut says the Premier League will probably want to make the game happen because of television stuff. So I suspect I guess they get to run more adverts, don't they? So maybe not. But it's currently at least until 12:45. Although there still seems to be massive queues outside the ground, and I don't know if they're going to be able to start anytime soon. We'll see what happens, I guess. But yeah, if you are just joining us and you're wondering why, again, the card readers at Selhurst Park have broken, and so none of their season ticket holders can get in. So that's why we're in a massive wait right now. If we go to today's game of our recent form, we'll smash Palace 4-1 as long as the ref and VR ain't a bunch of see you next Tuesdays. I said this at the time. This is not going to make me. This is not going to make me popular. I don't think it was a penalty, but I thought it was. I thought the game played out how it played. But realistically, like you say, I do think if we come into this with the same confidence and performance levels we have had, I think that will do us very well. I think it will do us very well. I think that's a key for us. If we can do that, then I'm confident against anyone. I'm confident we can pick up a win against anyone. Even in the last game where we got done a little bit, I still feel like my confidence level's there. Downs had his chance and didn't do good enough. It's harsh. I'm not convinced by Downs. I'll say that very publicly. I'm not very convinced by him. I'll be honest with you. It's not a case of I just don't know what he does. Maybe that's why I'm so patient with Suchek, but I just don't know what Downs does, which is a thing. But I don't think he's had enough opportunities. I will say that. I don't think he's had enough opportunities. I would like to see him get some more chances. And again, another thing, we get a win here, we get some rotation, he can get some more time, and then we can learn about it. But honestly, I don't know. It wasn't a penalty, but it was good. Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. I mean, realistically, you look at it and you say, it's been given before. My problem with refereeing isn't VAR or anything else. My problem is consistency. There's no consistency, right? So you see that given the teams are lining up, by the way. I think we're going to kick off at the teams look like they're about to come out. So I think we are going to kick off at 12:45, regardless of there being no fans in the ground, but still. Yeah, you've seen them given. And that's my problem, the consistency. So if it was consistently a penalty or consistently not a penalty across the board, then we could understand and talk about it in a better, easier manner. However, we don't do that. They don't do that. That's the big problem. For me, was it a penalty? No, it wasn't. But realistically, that's the big issue for me. That's the big issue for me. Well, as the teams seem to be coming out, we might as well get on to score predictions. It's time to lock those bad boys in. Let me know what your final score prediction will be. No more flipping, no more flopping. We've spoken about teams. We've spoken about the opposition. We've spoken about the subs bench. We've spoken about the lineups. We've spoken about subs themselves. We've spoken about Formula One for a bit. Whatever you want, we've spoken about it. So let me know what your final score predictions are. And we'll lock those bad boys in. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new around here, to subscribe. We are the only West Ham channel who did a watch-along every single game last season without fail. We were here. We've smashed it out of the park. We've been the most consistent one by a huge margin. By a huge margin. And so, hey, if you're looking for a way to watch the game, don't only provide links, we get involved in the chat, we talk, we hang out together. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos, because we'll be live throughout the rest of this season as we go through to maybe a Europa Conference League final. And while you're there, like the video. 300 is usually the goal. Thankfully, we've delayed the game so much we've hit 300 before kickoff. So thank you very much, everyone. But kickoff will be approaching soon. I completely lost my connection then. What have I missed? Nothing. Don't worry about it. Kickoff's delayed. We're going to get underway in a couple of minutes' time. There is a timer in the top corner which will show you how far behind you I am. But yeah, I don't worry too much about it. 2-0. 2-0, says Arnold. 2-2, 3-3. A lovely 3-1 to us, 2-1 Palace, 3-2 win, 2-1 to the Cockney lads, 0-0, 2-0 West Ham, 2-1, 3-1, 4-0, one flipping one, says HDU. 2-1 Palace if Fornals plays, which he is doing. 2-1. Suchek gets picked because of Kretinsky. I don't think that's true, Graham, to be fair. 1-1, 3-2, 2-1, 3-2, 2-1. 1 West Ham 1. 4-0, 2-1. 4-0 says Lee, why you gonna do this to me? Subscribe to Lee, subscribe to the table team. But Lee, why you gonna do this to me? Just stressing me out with these 4-0. 1-0, Pablo from a corner, a defensive masterclass. 1-1. Hi, Random. How are you, sir? Hope you well. 2-1 Palace is Zaha, obviously. 2-1 away win for the Hammers. 3-1 to the Irons, says Eric. 7 Binbag. I'm gonna go with bold, Lewis. Bold. I'm gonna say 2-1 West Ham. I feel a little bit brave doing it, but I'm gonna say 2-1 West Ham. I'm gonna say 2-1 West Ham. That's the vibe I'm gonna go with. We'll see what happens. Gary, good to see you, sir. 2-0. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I can't predict this one. It just doesn't feel like right for us, and yet somehow it just doesn't feel like it's ours. But I'm gonna back the win. I did that last time, despite not. I got a bit too over excited with the chat, but I think that's what I'm gonna go. With. The match will be getting underway in just a second, ladies and gentlemen. No more delays. The Premier League have said it's going ahead. It's happening. The teams are out. Hodgson has got his glasses on. It's here. It's happening. It's the Premier League. It's Crystal Palace versus West Ham United. It's a huge game. Whoever wins this 1000% stays up. I think both of them will. I think both of us will stay up anyway. But a win here for either side would definitely put that completely to bed. There are quite a lot of fans in the ground now. I think they fixed their problem because the ground seems to be filling up. There's still people to come in, but the game will be underway in just a few moments' time. It was delayed, of course, because of a card reader issue. So Crystal Palace's season ticket fans couldn't get in. In we come. That's Scott. That's unbelievably low. Not accurate. It offers a hell of a lot higher than that. Although I understand what you're saying. Ladies and gentlemen, the game is about to get underway. Crystal Palace are the team to kick off. It's Crystal Palace versus West Ham United in the Premier League. Maybe a 6-pointer, although not really. And we're underway. Come on, you Irons. Deploy the boys. It's time to run. 2 things. Crystal Palace, West Ham. Big performance necessary. That's all I want to see today. I just want to see this performance level stay up. I want to keep that momentum going. It is, of course, live on BT Sports this afternoon in England. If you're here, if you can't watch it, though, for whatever reason, there are definitely ways you can do it. If you scroll down into the link in the description below, there's a bit there called Join Our Discord. Love you, Hammers Chat, West Ham community fans of all clubs, welcome. But more importantly, if you scroll down on the left-hand side, there's a bit there called Stream Links, in which you'll find what you're looking for. I always stumble on that at the moment for some reason. I don't know why. Shout out to Mulchmine, by the way, who made that graphic. I don't know why I always struggle on that. No idea why that's the thing now, but it is. But like I say, that's what I'm looking for today. I'm looking for a continuation of performance levels as opposed to anything else. But this is the lineup I would pick. This is my most trusted 11. Maybe Cresswell for Emerson. Apart from that, this is my most trusted 11. So I can't not back a win if they pick that, right? That has to be the way it goes. Suchek foul on Eze instantaneously. Leaving it on him. Mate, you remember Pablo's that what guy, you know? I liked it when we bought him. Turned out he was all over the shop. And then after like a month or two, he just switched on and became an amazing right back. What guy? I miss Zaha. Beautiful man. Beautiful man. Imagine. Like, it's not. Is it likely? No. Unless I'm dreaming, then it's happening. Don't. No. I'm not standing for this. Yeah. Sometimes I can just. It's the innate. You know. Oh, it's a nice pass. Okay, Schlupp did just fall over. I'll give you that. Schlupp did just fall over. I saw it was a nice pass into him. I was like, oh, then he did fall. I'll give you that. It's my innate, like, you know, want and need to be a grime artist. Gives you the pace. You know, helps that I know what I'm. It helps that I know what I'm saying. Helps that I know what I'm saying. If I didn't already know exactly the words I was going to say, no chance going that fast. Do you think I get Alex Scott summer? Probably not. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen in the summer. We've been having conversations about it. I've been having conversations with a couple of different places this summer about what's going to happen this summer. And I've got no idea. A lot of it depends on Moyes. We could potentially see an ownership change. I don't think that will happen this summer, but that is a potential thing that happens in the background. There are a lot of very difficult and different things that could happen, which would begin to suggest whether or not certain things are going to happen in the summer. It's going to be very confusing. I doubt we'll get Alex Scott, but we'll see. As a little miscommunication between himself and Elise there, it's going to be a goal kick to West Ham. We'll take that. Schlupp didn't slip, although I will say the Red Robin. I will say this is the only way I will accept it, because that is actually quite good. But at the same time, no. I can freestyle with the best of them. I retweeted one of my freestyles earlier on Twitter. I say earlier, like a couple of days ago on Twitter, because I was talking to Jack Elderton from analyticsunited.co.uk at Jack Elderton on Twitter. I was talking to Jack about it. And it's one of the dumbest things I've ever. I'm just a stupid guy. Just a stupid guy. That's a foul for West Ham. Thank you very much. Jeffrey Schlupp getting too overexcited. He's just too aggressive with that one on Jared Bowen. It's going to be a free kick to West Ham. Ball gets played forward. It's a nice interception from Thomas Souček, and Jared Bowen goes flying down under a challenge of Jeffrey Schlupp, who just couldn't contain his eagerness to get to the ball. That's very kind of you, Gary. Thank you. When I was a kid, that was one of my dreams, was to be a commentator. Also to be a helicopter pilot. Not standing for this, Dan. Also to be a helicopter pilot. That one less likely. That one less likely. I get travel sick for a start. But I always wanted to be a commentator when I was a kid. So I appreciate it. It's very kind of you to say. I don't think I'd be able to do it. Imagine match of the day, halfway through, they just start talking about cheese or something. You know what I mean? Start talking about PS2 games. What's your opinion on the Activision? What's your opinion on Microsoft trying to buy Activision Blizzard? I don't know if they back that sort of conversation halfway through match today, but still headed forward from Aged, can't quite make it work. Palace is doing well, opening 5 minutes. It has been mostly Palace, to be fair. They've been finding the good positions. They've had 80% possession. But again, that's kind of, we want them to be in charge of the game. We want them to be in control. We want them out of their box. Good defending by Emerson there, to be fair. It's going to be a corner to Crystal Palace. He does well there, keeps on top of Elise, picks up the ball wide on the touchline, charges down, tries to find the space behind Emerson. That's one of the things Emerson will give you over Aaron Cresswell. Aaron Cresswell might be in a better position initially, to be fair, and still be able to cover it. But that pace just to keep up with Elise is just that little bit quicker, Emerson, and does well. Corner. There are big boys in there for this. Anderson is the one I'm looking at specifically right now. They take it short, Crystal Palace. Anderson moves towards the centre. He's looking for him. Thankfully headed away from Nathan Agard. Although Crystal Palace continue to press and push, try to find their way in. Decore found Zaha, tried to move it forward, can't quite make it happen. Mikel Antonio picks up the ball and charges out with it. Zaha comes flying back. Mikel Antonio wins the free kick on Wilfried Zaha. We do look quite flat. It's not kind of what I'm looking for. It's kind of what I'm looking for. I've just realised it's Glenn Hoddle I'm hearing. Is that Glenn Hoddle? Am I hearing the words of Glenn Hoddle? I don't want to hear Glenn Hoddle. I mean, thankfully, I'm talking over him the entire time, but it does mean I just have to hear Glenn Hoddle in the background. That's a poor pass on the word. Just stress. Stress I don't need. Well, thank you. That's very kind of you. Also, shout out Cheese. Do you know what I mean? Shout out Cheese, but it's very kind of you, Deckers. I hope you're well, bro. How you doing? I'm aware. I said Nathan Agard. If there's one, every other word, I'm painfully unaware of how I'm pronouncing it. Nathan Agard is the one I knew I was saying. Don't worry about it. I know how to say Aged. I know how to say Nathan Aged. I know how to say it. But Nathan Agard is the way to go. How do you watch it? Well, I'm watching on BT Sport. There are definitely ways you can watch the game. If you're looking for ways to do it. Lily, if you're looking for ways to watch it, there are definitely ways you can. Don't see Lineker scranning baby bells and talking about classic PS2 games for match day. This is top tier entertainment. Thank you very much, Richards. Yeah, he doesn't know about Crush Hour, WWE. You know, he doesn't know about Tony Hawk's Tony Hawk Underground 2. Need for Speed Underground 2. He doesn't know about these things. He might know about him, but he don't talk about him. I'll tell you that much. Corner to West Ham. Jarrod Bowen to take it on the right-hand side. Souček and Zuma just having a little conversation amongst themselves. Mikel Antonio trying to get on Sam Johnston. Jarrod Bowen to take it. Whip in swinger. Hits just over the top of Zuma, who goes to the front. And yeah, he's the one who headers it away. Not a great cross. Never mega confident with Jarrod Bowen taking corners. To be honest with you, the only person I am confident taking corners is Aaron Cresswell, but he's not going to come across and take him from the right hand side. Also, he's not playing today, Charlie. It's the bigger issue. But Jarrod Bowen will have to take it on the right hand side. In swinger again. Deflects about. Souček! Oh, Thomas Souček! Yes, it's 1-0. Thomas Souček. Ball gets played in, headed back across. Or it deflects back across anyway. And Thomas Souček just slams it in with his weak foot, strikes it in. Big Sue himself. Potato salad, the man, the myth, the legend. It's 1-0 to West Ham United. 10 minutes in. I tell you what, we've not been good enough so far, I don't think. Or we've allowed them a lot of the ball. We've sort of tried to just soak it up, and we've done it relatively well. They've not created too much. And really, the first big opportunities we've had, we've scored. The ball gets whipped into back post. It's headed down by, I'm not sure who it is. I think it might be Eze or Elise. I think it's Elise with the assist. You love to see it. And then Souček arrives quickest first under the pressure. I think from its Gay, slams it in with his left foot. You love to see it. You love to see it. Look, we got plenty to go around, Glenn. We got plenty to go around. Souček, weak foot belter. You love to see it. It's West Ham United 1. It's Crystal Palace 0. That is huge for us. That is huge for us. Good luck breaking us down, Crystal Palace. We've not been good enough at stopping people from breaking us down recently, but I'll tell you what, the Crystal Palace have it in them to break us down consistently. They haven't shown it yet, and now we get to be even more David Moyesy about it. Love that. 10 minutes in, West Ham United 1, Crystal Palace 0, and I'm just going to say it, in your face. In your face, Crystal Palace. No stress from us. Oh, it's good. It's good. I feel good now. I feel happy. I feel calm. I think it's true. I think if we win this game, I think we are 100% safe. I think we are 100% safe if we win this. It's too close to say now, but now Glenn's trolling. No one bite. Maybe Glenn as well, say. Maybe. I would give Souček and you. Well, it depends on the manager. Depends on the manager. I would say probably no for both of them. But even though I love Thomas Souček. I know it's mad, isn't it? It's actually bananas. It's actually bananas. It makes no sense. It actually genuinely makes no sense. And I love it. Most wins when conceding first. Crystal Palace on 6. Interesting. That's a foul against Elise from Pablo Fornals. Listen, I'm not shook. Crystal Palace going to whip the ball in. It's from the right-hand side. Eze is the one standing over it. Man, if only we had Eze instead of Ben Rama. What could it be? If we bought him before we bought Ben Rama, do you know what I mean? Eze's such a good player. Such a nice, good player. Souček and Margay just having a little conversation there. Souček apologising to Gay. sort of laughing about it. Gay not happy about the situation, I can't lie. In comes the Eze free kick from the right-hand side, nodded away this time from Declan Rice, not very far. Crystal Palace still have the ball. Decore looked to angle to shoot almost for a second. Joel Ward finds Mitchell. Crystal Palace then try to change the angle of attack, go down the left-hand side. He does well. He does well to find a little bit of space, but the cross in from Zaha was, frankly, pretty crap. And it's going to be a free kick to West Ham, Elise this time on Jarrod Bowen. Now, I'm thinking about it a bit more. I'm very happy Jarrod Bowen's playing today. I mean, I'm happy every single time, but I think he's just going to help with Wilfried Zaha. Just need a bit more backing on it. Chelsea might be the worst team in the league at the moment. Despite, yeah, I don't like Frank Lampard. I've never liked Frank Lampard. I think he's a bad manager. I said this back in the day when he was. I said this back in the day when he was at Derby that he didn't deserve to get the Chelsea job. Had a great one season at Chelsea, and then has been nothing but awful since. I don't understand how he keeps getting jobs. But they're not. They're safe. But where are they going to get their points? God knows. God knows. Zaha trying to turn and get forward. Can't quite do it. Souček and Sofal backing each other up. Back in the beef. Stopping it from happening. Paquetá. It's a nice try and get the through ball to Souček. Can't quite make it work. Crystal Palace can break. Mikel Antonio covering well. From Jordan Ayew running riot. Eze out to Ward. Crystal Palace shift now to the right-hand side. There is Lisa. Oh, that's a nice proof through to Jordan Ayew. It's 1-1. That was way, way too easy. Way too easy. It's a great finish from Jordan Ayew. Again, continuing to prove me correct. But Jordan Ayew with the goal. It's Crystal Palace 1. It's West Ham 1. Defensively, that was not good enough from West Ham's left-hand side. They just literally passed their way straight through the middle of it. That was nowhere near good enough. Nowhere near good enough. Declan Rice gets dragged out of position following, I'm not sure who it is. Well, he's following the ball, trying to cover Eze. The ball gets played into Elise, who comes central. There's no one there because of it. And Ayew, to be fair, he does I'll be honest with you, Ayew does very well to score from there. You have to give it respect. You have to give it a respect. Like I said, we've not been good enough at we used to be so good at just stopping teams. We haven't been anywhere near good enough at it for a while now, but 1-1. 1-1, and I'll be honest, that's poor from us. That is poor from us. We've gone straight back up the other end, trying to get it in, and now Palace can counter-attack. A counter-attack is off because Mikel Antonio is down holding his face. The referee has stopped it because of a head injury. Andre Ayew, man, I said it before the game. I quite like Andre Ayew. I think he's fine. Not Andre, sorry. I quite like Jordan Ayew. I think he's fine. I think he's all right. I'm not saying he's the best striker in the world. I'm not saying that, but I'm like, yeah, I quite like him. But I have always enjoyed the Ayew brothers, to be fair. So I do have that little bit of a bias to me. But it's a very good finish from him, to be fair. He just gets into a good position and then just strikes it. That's all you got to do. Just put your laces through it. Strikes it solidly, and it's down where Fabianski can't stop it. It's well done, to be fair. But the concern for me is the Zuma is also down. We've just got people down right now. My concern is how easily they played through that gap. That gap shouldn't have existed. And it was so easily done. We're seeing a replay of what just happened. Yeah, Antonio just gets a knee to the face. It was Anderson who does it. They both jump up for a... Oh, no, it was Joel Ward. They both jump up for a header. And Joel Ward, who's off balance, his leg ends up going up into the air and catches Mikel Antonio in the face. So he's down. We also have Kurt Zuma down at the other end of the pitch. Don't know if he's going to get substituted off. I've heard the word Ogbonna, but I don't think he said warming up. I think he just says is available. I'm not sure what the commentator said there, but Zuma is still currently struggling. He is standing up under his own weight. Oh, that pass is so easy. The injury seems to happen when the Crystal Palace goal happened. Ayew, he just does well. Jordan Ayew. So I'm thinking about Andre all the time. Oh, Jordan Ayew just does very well there, to be fair. Yeah, Kurt Zuma's in a lot of pain. He was just standing up. He's back down now. Angelo Ogbonna is coming on. There's the rotation for you. Well, I guess it is what it is. Freak injuries happen. We saw it with again at the beginning of the season and preseason. Almost the exact same situation actually with Aged. To be fair, preseason and Kurt Zuma, he's just broken, man. He's just too injury prone, but he's going off. And Angelo Ogbonna is coming on. Thankfully, we have Ogbonna. I don't like the double left-footed centre-back situation we're going to have going on. I don't know who's going to play on the right. I suspect it would be Aged. That sort of limits him. But at least quality-wise, the centre-backs, we've got some decent centre-backs. We are relying a lot now on Angelo Ogbonna, on a very old Angelo Ogbonna doing well for the next couple of games, as he's going to be pretty vital. Yeah, sucks. Antonio fine, but Zuma has come off and Ogbonna has made his way onto the pitch. We'll see. Why Ogbonna? Because I'll be honest with you. Kera is a problem, man. Like I understand like people enjoy Kera and like he had a good game last time he played, and I think that's fair enough. Right? But realistically, Kera is a accident waiting to happen. He has been all season. And so I wouldn't trust him coming on, to be fair. I'm happy it's Ogbonna, but it's just a problem now. It's just a problem. That sucks. That's really crap. Don't even know what to say. It sucks. Big ball forward. Elise can't quite get his head into it, but Eze can get involved. Jordan Ayew, nice first time pass out to Elise on the left-hand side, right-hand side even. Slots it in. Jordan Ayew flicks. Zaha. Oh, why are we so bad? Defense. What's happened to our defense? When has this began to... Oh. Wilfred Zaha scores, everyone. It's Crystal Palace 2. It's West Ham United 1 with rubbish defense. Oh, Glenn, you're not wrong. Big ball looking for Elise. Emerson can't get the control. Elise can't get the header. Ball through to Elise. Oh, there's so many problems with that goal. There's so many problems. Emerson slips, which is fine, but then he jogs back to not get in position. Ogbonna doesn't come across quick enough to stop Elise. Ball played in to Ayew, who looks to try and backheel it in, by the way, in the midst of all that. And then Zaha is the one who's there to make the most of it. And to be fair, look, Zaha somehow manages to angle that one in. Fair play. He somehow manages to angle that one in, but can everyone cut back to where I said good luck to Crystal Palace? When I said good luck to Crystal Palace breaking us down, and then within 10 minutes they scored twice. What can you do? What can you do? It's 2-1. And now the exact opposite can happen. To be honest, we've not shown we're good enough to break Crystal Palace down at all today yet. We got a goal from a corner, which was fun, but we've not really shown anything outside of that corner in an offensive sense. And now Crystal Palace can do exactly what I was saying we could have done to them. Sit deep, make it difficult. It's been crap. This has been crap so far. There's no other way of putting it. Even when we were 1-0 up. When it was 1-0 up, it was like, sweet. 10 minutes of rubbish, we move forward. Like 10 minutes, we move forward. Like we got a goal. Let's make it difficult for them. It's fine now. Since then, trash. Souček shoots from range. I mean, it's on target, but it was never going in. Unfortunately not, Laura. YouTube and the Premier League will come and kill me. They will come and they will do and murder on my face. So unfortunately, you can't. There are, if you look in the link in the description below, there's a bit there called Join Our Discord where you can find ways to watch the game if you want to. We are in trouble when that happens. Oof, bad times aplenty. Oh, it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long day. Crystal Palace playing the ball forward. Souček, that's a foul. That's a foul. That's got to be a yellow, surely. Yeah, yellow card for Thomas Souček. That's as easy and clear as you like. That's as easy and clear as you like. They are destroying us right now, by the way. Eze just streaming forward. Thomas Souček diving in just to try and get a foot. Can't quite reach it. Eze goes down. This is as easy a yellow card as you're going to see. I'll be honest with you. Eze, Elise, and CRYWHU right now are absolutely destroying us. They're absolutely just playing around us. Eze approaching from midfield, coming forward, just with the ball and just being able to control it and just move forward. He's basically their Paquetá in that way. Linking up with Elise, who's just so good. And you've got Jordan CRYWHU, who's doing first-time passes here, there, and everywhere. They're just playing around us. They're just playing around us. It's going to be a free kick. Eze take it again, hits it, deflects. It's going to be a corner to Crystal Palace. Stress. What can you do? Palace working short corner. Eze, Zaha hits it, deflects off Paquetá and cleared away by Ogbonna. Just Mikel Antonio is going to chase us. No, Pablo Fornal, sorry, is going to be chasing us down. Mikel Antonio is now joining in, but this is awful. This is so bad for us, by the way. I know I've said this in the last 5 minutes, but well, that form we had's gone, so that was fun, wasn't it? It was fun while it lasted. We were back. We were massive for a bit, and unfortunately, you know, we're back to being crap. Nigel, I'd say I understand what you're saying. I would say that there is a lot more people at fault. It's not just Fabianski. It's not just Fabianski. Both goals have significantly more than just Fabianski at fault. There are a lot of people who are culpable, actually, realistically, for both of them. So I know we can make the argument of Areola and Fabianski and all this other sort of stuff, and we can. I'm fine with that. But what I would say is, when you're looking at who's at fault, both goals have a lot more than just Fabianski at fault, in my opinion. I think just putting it all down to Fabianski is harsh. Souček lays it off to Vladimir Sofal. Does well to get a ball in. Mikel Antonio's header is significantly over, though, and it's going to be a goal kick to Crystal Palace. Sofal did well there. Zaha tries to track him and does well. Puts in more effort than I've ever seen some West Ham players put in. But the cross was for Mikel Antonio. It was just never ever going to be a thing. It's just never going to be a thing. The positioning of the cross wasn't great. The header wasn't great. You know, it just wasn't happening. Just wasn't happening. Paquetá lays it short to Fornals, who's ping forward for Antonio, deflects off Paquetá, and Crystal Palace can now pick up the ball and go with it. It just feels like there's so many of them when they go forward. Zaha cutting inside. Finds Tariq Mitchell on the left. Good block from Sofal, and then Jared Bowen with an awkward, very, very awkward. It's going to be a corner. Sofal is complaining about it. My man stopped and basically told them it was a corner. Like, basically told him it was going to be a corner. Eze to take the corner from the left-hand side. Eze to take it from the left-hand side. He takes it short. We should probably pick up at some point that they are literally only doing short corners, but sure. Whipped in, header, cross. Ooh. Gehi with a header over. Just over from Crystal Palace. We should probably pick up at some point that they are literally only doing short corners. Not the vibes that we're going for, but they are just doing it. Quite. The fact we just keep letting them do it is quite bold, but there we go. An awful pass to Thomas Souček, who then just has to hook it because it's the only option he has. High, awfully forward, where Crystal Palace get the ball back. This, Declan Rice back to Ogbonna. In case you were interested, Ogbonna has taken up the left centre-back role and Aged has gone right centre-back. So foul loses out to Zaha. It's going to be a throw into West Ham. Down the right-hand side. Awkward pass from Paquetá into Rice. Ogbonna, look forward, man. That's so annoying. What are you doing, bro? Oh, that's going to be 3, isn't it? Well, Jeffrey Schlupp scored. Jeffrey Schlupp scored. I'm not even going to say anything because I'm so annoyed. The build-up in there was so stupid. What was Ogbonna doing? Why did he pass backwards? There was literally an open pass forward, and he was just staring back. He was like, "I have to pass backwards. There was a pass on the floor for Fabianski, lays it short to Aged, who finds what doing. That's so stupid. We are dumb. There isn't a single collective brain cell amongst them. What the hell are you thinking? Again, right, just wanders forward, lays it into Thomas Souček, who's being pressed by Schlupp as he passes the ball. Why he thought that was a good idea? Because all that was going to happen, the best case scenario from that pass from Aged was Souček passes backwards. What was the idea there? What was the thinking? And then obviously the ball comes in. It wasn't even that exciting a pass. And Jeffrey Schlupp just comes in, nicks the ball from him, slides forward and slots it in. Bruv. How are you lot this so dumb? How are you so dumb? Just stupid. That whole ball was just idiot after idiot. What are you? I can't get my head around it. At no point was there any thinking between any of them. At least Jeffrey Schlupp scored. I'm done with this game, man. I'm actually done with this game. I'm already done with it. I've been done with it for about 10 minutes, but I'm already done with it. Between the minutes of 20 and 30, I wanted to say out loud we're so bad 4 different times. I'm genuinely so done with this. It's almost like we're playing 2 left-footed centre-backs. And you put the one who's more likely to play it out from the back on his weak foot. So then he comes forward, he opens up his body, he's got one option to pop. It's just dumb. The whole thing is just dumb. It's a bunch of idiots. Whipped forward, straight into the hands of Johnson. My God. Just dumb. There are so many. All 3 goals. The thing is, if I could look at all 3 of those goals, right, any one of them or all of them, and just go, that's the error, then I'd be happy almost. But all of them have just been collective failures from a bunch of people who apparently can't think for 2 seconds. if I can see it, right, and obviously, look, I'm watching it from a different angle where I can see other things going on. I have an advantage in that sense. But if I can see the mistakes as they happen, then how can't they? The fact that Fabianski had, like that, the goal kick shouldn't have happened. The pass to Souček shouldn't have happened. Then you have the flipping. Oh, it's going to be worse, bro. Look, from range over, it's going to get worse. We have been awful today. We've been truly, truly awful. They are all over us. And how is Jeffrey Schlupp getting that much space, bruv? My God. My God. What are you lot doing? How is he getting that much space? We're just lucky he decided to put it over, because if he decided that was going in, Jeffrey Schlupp would have scored. Seriously, though, how are we giving him that much space and time just outside the box? He just walked into it. Yeah, I'll take the shot. Excuse me? Where are you? Where are you? Let's be having you. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'm done with this game. He doesn't rate Jeffrey. He doesn't rate Jeffy. Doesn't want to man mark him, apparently. Out wide to Wilfred Zaha. Offside. You take that. Yeah. It's so bad. Every time I think of something, I just remember how bad we are right now. I've never wanted to switch off a game so quickly before. I don't blame him, mate. I feel that. I've never wanted to turn off a game like this before. Ever. Antonio down the left-hand side looking to try and cross the ball in. I said good luck breaking us down. Oh, I genuinely, right? I don't get angry, right? Well, I get annoyed for 3 seconds, but I don't get angry. And I've never left the game early. I've never left the game early when I've gone to a match. And I've never turned off a match early. I've always watched it to the end. I've never wanted to turn off a match so soon before. I am desperate to turn it off and go do other things. Whipped in from the corner. How have we scored? How have we scored? Goal. What? A cross comes in from the corner. Souček gets his head onto it, and then Antonio at the back post converts it. A bullet header. Souček to Antonio. Bang, goal. What's going on in this match? 3-2 already. Anyway, that's what I'm saying. I've never wanted to turn a game off. Steve, by the way, hope you're well, bro. Hope you're well. Isla Dawn and Album Fire. Cool up. Shout out to the Brits doing bits. What is going on? Well, 36 minutes in, it's West Ham United 2, Crystal Palace 3. I don't quite know what's going on. Don't know what's quite going on. Ben, missed literally everything. Don't worry about the links, by the way. And if you would use a link on the Discord, which you should do, thank Ben, thank Affers. Man does a lot of hard work out here. So there are links available. By the way, don't apologize for being asleep, but you have missed maybe everything. It's a bit insane what's been going on today. How? How has all of this happened? I don't know. You know, just a goal every 7 minutes. Bloody hell. Well, look, if they want to keep giving us goals from corners, let's just play for corners. Boot the ball up the end of the pitch. Smash it, defenders. No finesse. All just bonks, you know? All just big bonks. Well, the two oldest, most defensive managers in the league, I assume they're the two oldest. I don't know for certain. And we've got 3-2 currently. Again, just all into Eze there. Just, mate, their front line, we're making them look like Manchester City. I've been more comfortable against Manchester City than I am against Crystal Palace right now. Palace call for a pen. Nah, it's not a pen for me. Not one. I was staying anyway. It's working it. Staying anyway. It's working it. By the way, Ray, tomorrow at 3, I'll message you after, but it should be happening. 2 spanners, 1 hammer. Patreon.com/hammers chat. It should be happening. I don't know if it definitely is, but it should be. If the person isn't around, then I'll get someone else. Good to see you, Ray. Love you, by the way. Ball forward for Jordan Ayew. Naif Aged. East side, you happy? Cuts that one out well. Big ball forward, hooked by Zaha, links up with Ayew. Zaha cuts outside, hits it straight against the side netting. Hoofed forward. Zaha flicks it into John Ayew. I tell you what, John Ayew's doing really nice link-up play today. Well, I don't know if I say nice, but he's doing it well. Come back. What is going on with us? How are we this stupid? Bro. As we're watching the replay for Zaha missing a shot, therefore it's a goal kick, we come back and Crystal Palace already have the ball and are attacking with it. What is going on? What is going on? Karma llama down, karma llama deep down in the ocean, blue like a barnacle, sitting in the tight place. Something like a monkey arm. Cut away noise. Chicken masala. Boom, chicken masala. Oh, toof. Something like that. I think should have just gone with a classic. Should have just gone with the full big one. Crimpity now. Crimpity asked me how. I should have gone with that one. Sugar man, Lysos, why would you come to me? Put me in a coma. Woke up in the future. Robot man, because you helped me find my way, etc. Should have gone with that. Because I know that one, but Eze. I'd really like half-time. I'd really like half-time to happen. I'd quite like it. Zaha finds Mitchell. Yeah, it's just sort of trying to knock it out, nodded forward. Hooked by Sufal towards goal. Somehow we're in a free kick in the midst of that. I'm not really sure how. But somehow we've got it. Paquetá going down under the might of Jeffrey Schlupp. I really want half-time. Like, I'd really, really like half-time about now. I would just really like it. I don't want to be doing this. It's kind of what I want. It's not this. Just Mikel Antonio trying to get a scorpion kick just to keep possession of the ball. Can't make it happen. Crystal Palace come forward down the right-hand side. If we could just get in at halftime and step up a little bit. Mikel Antonio, what? Oh. We're just dumb. We're just dumb. How are we so slow? How are we this slow? There's nothing here. At no point is there any sense of urgency in any of these players. They just seem to casually. They just seem to casually sort of stroll about, trying to make decisions on what they can and can't do. Just fiddling with the top of a Choco Thins box, which are like chocolate Pringles you can get from Lidl. This is entertaining me more than this football matches. Thank you very much, GP, for the £2 for the full-time fund. Very kind of you. Thank you. Rustin adds up at the top's on baking today. It is baking today, to be fair. It is baking today, to be fair. I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't blame him. Thank you very much, GP. It's very kind of you, sir. It's very kind of you. I'm not going to get involved with it, but I wouldn't blame him. Because they are tired? I guess. That makes sense, Rob. I just think it's because they're dumb, but we'll go with that. I back that. That makes sense. So it's going to be a deep day for us all. It's going to be a deep day for us all. Okay. It's going to be a long, long day. Are you foul by Aged? Foul by Aged? I saw someone in the chat, this was way earlier, ask what my favorite board game when I was a kid was. Mousetrap. I would set it up and then just watch it happen. Loved a bit of Mousetrap. Shout out Mousetrap. What an idea. Oh, that's why IU's got yellow, because he took his shirt off. Oh. Just watching all of their goals and just being sad. Just being awful. Would have thought Connect 4. I like Connect 4. I like a bit of Connect 4. That's what that was, apparently. It's Connect 4. I like a bit of Connect 4. That was one of the few only other ones I had. I didn't have many, but that was one of the few other ones I had. I also had a Premier League Monopoly set from like I don't remember what season it was. It was West Ham were on it, but we were one of the very bottom ones because obviously we were crap. Can't remember what year it was. Probably would have been like 2000, 2001, something like that. But yeah, I had a Premier League Monopoly set that I got secondhand from like a charity shop. I had that, and I never played it because playing Monopoly is just a lot. So I never played it. But I just look at the little pieces. You can pick the little Premier League tray for you. Move it about and stuff. Yeah, I strongly agree. Wetty, I strongly agree with you. It just lost. Absolutely lost today. It's actually incredible. It's actually incredible to watch. Mitchell finds Wilfred Zaha. Looking for the through ball for Elise. It's cut out by Emerson, who's second time. I don't know if it. I don't know. Yeah, Emerson got the ball. I don't think that was a foul, to be honest with you. But there we go. What can you do? What can you do? Yahtzee criminally underrated. I tell you what, right? I got Yahtzee's the one with the dice, right? And you have to like get the scores on the dice. I got really into Yahtzee like a year ago, and by really into it, I mean every day I would play it online. I say online. There's like a website which is just really crap where you can play Yahtzee. I'm tempted to play it now, and I would just play Yahtzee like for like an hour every day. It's because I was watching Northern Line play it a lot on his YouTube channel and Twitch. And I would just watch him play Yahtzee. And then I got into Yahtzee. It's like a year, probably about a year ago. Maybe a bit more than that. Year and a half. I think that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's the one where you roll the dice. Yeah. Free kick. Eze to take it. Whipped in, headed away from Souček. Schlop hits it, blocked again from Souček. Interception from Declan Rice there. Pass outwards doesn't work. Crystal Palace can come forward. That's a really nice stab forward, to be fair. Finds Wilfried Zaha. Flicking it around amongst themselves between CRYWHU, Mitchell and Zaha. Zaha ends up lobbing the ball into the box. The header from Antonio was bad. The clearance was worse, but Lucas Paquetá is going to charge onto it. Almost gets there. Oh, and a second time does. Finds Pablo Fornals. It's a really nice opportunity for West Ham. Ball across looking for Jared Bowen. You're rushing it, bruv. You're rushing it. You're ruining it. It's just rushed. Nice ball from Rice. Headed down from Fornals. Can't quite find Paquetá. Cleared away. West Ham have the ball. Paquetá turns and rushes it. We're just so rushed. There's no... we're either doing we're either going too fast or too slow, and there's no happy middle ground. No middle ground. Never had it. I played it at my cousin's house once, but never had it. We're just both too fast and too slow today. It's so frustrating to watch. We're either snatching at everything, and everything is mad stretched, and there's no cohesiveness or consistency, or we're taking way too long on the ball. 5 minutes of added time, almost up. 1 minute to go. And then I can just go and do something else for 15 minutes. Not think about West Ham for 15 minutes. Put music on. I was going to say put headphones on. I've already got headphones on. Go make a cup of tea. Put headphones on. Listen to music. And not think about West Ham for 15 minutes. I can't wait, to be honest. I can't wait. You're winning this 5-4. I've seen the future half second walk. Listen, I can't imagine the second half will be anything like the first half in terms of just madness. But I'd take a 5-4. Let's go first on match of the day, you know? Zaha goes down. He's begging for that. That is not a penalty, Wilfried. Get up, you punk. Come on now. That's not. That was maybe one of the more. He's holding from my angle. We'll see the replay again in a second, I'm sure. But he's like holding to foul and just begging to go down. He's desperate to go down. Either way, halftime whistle is going to go any second now. That is one of the worst halves I've seen us play. That was awful. The fact we've somehow scored twice in a half in which was utterly awful is crazy. Zaha's desperate to go down. That's nowhere near a penalty. That is nowhere near a penalty. That is mildly pathetic. But there we go. It's Crystal Palace 3, West Ham United 2. In what was it? Oh, for football, I don't want to watch again. We were awful. We were truly awful in that half. I don't even know what to say about it. We were just crap. We were just crap. I think you could look at all three goals and you can pick out 3, 4, 5 mistakes in it. 3, 4, 5 players that should have done better. There's so many errors in those goals and such awful play that it's almost beggars belief. I mean, watching it, I just don't know what to do. like I felt like we should be able to stop Crystal Palace. We've just not been able to deal with them at all. We just don't seem to know. We just don't seem to know, Geo, how to deal with Crystal Palace's front line at all. There seems to be no plan, no idea. They just sort of, I don't know, they're just wandering in.
Yeah, it's crap. We're playing crap. There's far too many players out there tired. There's far too many players out there not performing very well. A combination of the both is a very dangerous thing. The only positive is we're only a goal behind and we've still got a bit of a chance to get something out of this game somehow. Palace should be out of sight by now, to be honest with you. I'm a Palace fan. I'm really looking forward to the second half, that's for sure.
I don't even know. I just It's just
It is wild. Soufal's struggling against Zaha. A lot of people do. Zaha's a top player when he plays like this. He's strong, he's fast, he's direct, and Soufal looks tired for the first time. Zuma going off isn't ideal. Emerson, well, I'll tell you what. I get it was the one thing I get sort of not criticised. People disagree with me the most about on this channel is my love, if you like, for Aaron Cresswell. Well, that 45 minutes from Emerson's, I think, justifies that love for Aaron Cresswell. I thought he was terrible. Worst game I've seen from Declan Rice this season. Nowhere to be seen for the first half hour. He's turned up a little bit for the last 10 minutes, and he's still not doing anything at all. Declan Rice has done nothing today. Souček, a terror in their box, put himself about a little bit. He's on a yellow card now, so that's him in trouble for the rest of the game. Paqueta looks interested going forward, looks disinterested when we don't have the ball. Fornals looks like someone that's not a left wing playing left wing. Antonio's putting himself about and doing his best. Bowen not really been involved very much. There's not one player out there that I'm happy with, to be honest with you, Charlie. I think Fabianski should be doing better for at least one of the goals, arguably two. It's not good. It's not good at all.
That's the problem with my goals. Is like if I could pick out one specific player who should have done better, or one specific mistake, then I'd almost be slightly calmer. It's the fact there's like 3, 4, 5 errors in all of them.
They're just shattered. They're just shattered, Charlie. Look at our midfield. There's nothing in them. Rice has got nothing. Like, I think Rice is playing poor. He looks tired. Soufal looks tired. They look, before 10 minutes in the game, it already looked like fatigue was kicking in a bit. But this Palace midfield, Decore didn't start. Schlupp didn't start. They didn't start during the week. They got rested. Hughes and Lokonga started instead of Milolovic or Milo. How do you say his name? Him.
Milivojevic.
He started. Obviously, Zaha was the other one that didn't start. He was injured. The point is, Palace are rotating players, and they've not had a European campaign. That midfield today for Palace looks fresh. Our midfield today looks absolutely wiped.
But we don't look like we know how to deal with their wide players, right? Because like Zaha and Elise spend a lot of their time out wide, and then they just decide to come inside, and our fullbacks don't look like they know whether to go out with them, whether they need to just stay stuck, and they get caught in this middle ground. The wingers haven't been good enough defensively, and then it just creates this space where Elise for the first goal can just wander into, just walks in. No one even close to him.
Emerson does slip, though. He does slip, but you should be dealing with the ball. It hits him in the thigh. He almost gets surprised that a 60-yard long ball's hit him.
But it's like constant. It's just constant. I'm just watching him. Like the Soufal Zaha thing, I can forgive because, like you say, when Zaha's on his get,
I'm not criticising Soufal. He's been one of our best players this month, and even today, even though he's tired and he's struggling, he's still battling with Zaha. He's not making it easy for Zaha. He's doing his best. He took a little bit of a gamble there right at the end with the grappling and stuff. But, it was 50-50. They were both at it. And he's doing his best to cause Zaha trouble. He's just a top player. And we don't have a 100% Soufal out there today. That's the first time. This is the first time I feel watching Soufal. I think he looks tired. The players just look absolutely shattered. And if we don't get something out of this game, we're in this very tricky position, which is what we were trying to avoid, which is now we've got to go to Man City and get something. Therefore, you're probably going to have to play the players again but what do you do? Because today's a consequence of you won't change my mind on this. Today's a consequence of fatigue. Like I said, the Palace midfield are running through the middle of the pitch here. Like you said, the wingers are doing it as well, but you have to get the ball out to them, and it's easy to get the ball out to them. If I see Joe Ward run down that right wing one more time and Fornals look confused, I don't know. I'm probably not going to do anything, to be honest with you, Charlie. I was going to say I'm going to do something. I probably won't. The TV will not get thrown out the living room window or anything, but it's incredibly infuriating watching Joe Ward take the mickey out of Pablo Fornals. I mean, there's no excuse for Fornals' level of energy today. There's none. Emerson's none. They've had a rest. They've been rotated. Lack of confidence, sure, but it's just not good enough. It's just this is the problem, though. This is everybody's seen it coming. If you go back for our Liverpool preview and read the comments, or you read the comments from our Crystal Palace preview, the amount of West Ham fans saying, "I'm worried about fatigue, I'm concerned about it, etc." And I think you're now seeing the end result in that first 45 today, playing the same players over and over again, all throughout April. And you're going to have to do it in May as well if we don't get something here. Everybody's seen it coming by one person, unfortunately. But today, the energy levels is on Moyes. The performance is not on Moyes. Those players, tired or not, that's shocking from what we're seeing from them.
Yeah, I'll say two very quick things. The first thing is Jeffrey Slap. Told you. Secondly, it's the fact that I'm not going to complain about the energy levels too much, because I think for once, like, we stepped up against Liverpool when we tried it, and we tried to get it done and dusted as soon as possible. And I think his continuation of playing the strongest 11 is him just going, like, the sooner we get these points, the better. So I'm just going to go for it. We're in form, and I can't sit here.
That's why I think you've got to hedge your bets.
I agree. It's the one time, though, that David Moyes has not played the numbers, and I'm not going to complain about him for once trying it, whereas every other time he tries to play for numbers, because it's so frustrating to watch. So I don't want to complain too much about it, even though I think it was the wrong thing to do. And I said before I would have gone with the switch and all this stuff.
By the way, it's not today's game that's the problem. It's
no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to complain about that, because for once he actually went for it, and that's the whatever, right? Even though at the time I said, along with everyone else, I was worried about it. We need to make changes. This is the game you're probably going to have to make changes in. But I won't complain too much about it. I just think, regardless of being tired or not, the performance, like you say, is just so woeful. And the fact that just there's 4 mistakes for every single goal, 4 stupid things for every single goal, is just a pain in the arse. And I'm going to go and not think about it for 5 minutes, ideally. That's going to be the goal.
Cheers, Charlie. Right, let's see what you're all saying. I'm going to start reading your comments now. Anyway, Jibster would like to see Downs on for Rice, Lanzini for Souček. I'm not even going to argue with that, by the way. Right, that's Rice's poorest 45 minutes that I've seen this season. He's been nowhere. Wetty says, to be fair, positive note, Bowen does look like a spring chicken, good touches and dribbling. He just needs help. I don't think Bowen's having a bad game. That's what I will say. Not seen much of him, but I will say that he's not having a bad one. Jason says, when you're knackered, your brain doesn't function. Pardon me. So tiredness affects the level of skill. Rajah would like to see Creswell on for Emerson. Jamie says, not looking forward to this half. Please just end this season. Stevie says, rotate against City. It's a dead rubber for us and give some players a chance to actually get some match fitness. Andy says, tired legs against their pace is a recipe for disaster. Terrified. Watch this. 2 up, 2 down says, come on, Hammers. Moyes is going to kick them in the nuts at half time in the dressing room. Alan says, Moyes keeps playing the same players over and over. He's going to cost us the Conference League, because by the time we play the 2 games, the players will be knackered. Wetty says, Soufal's been told to stay back and it's hurting our little child. I get it, though. I do get why we're paying special attention to Zaha. To be honest with you, even if he's not been told to stay back, I think Zaha pins you back. Soufal has gone forward a few times. He got that cross in, didn't he? That Antonio flicked over the bar in that. But you've got to be careful, though, because if you go and Zaha lets you go and Palace get the ball, they've got an out, haven't they? They tried it early on in the game where Ayew ran across Soufal, so Soufal went with him, and then it left Zaha, and straight away the 50-yard ball came over to Zaha in that space. That was when Eze hit it a bit too hard, at least, saying he stepped over it. Stephen says, for me, half-time needs to see Souček off, Finals to move and replace him. Benrahma on the wing. Souček needs to get off as he's committed too many fouls to risk the red. Brandon says, that was terrible. It's embarrassing. Rice and Paqueta are non-existent. What has happened from Bournemouth and Liverpool? People calling for Benrahma to be dropped. Lol. I don't think Benrahma being dropped is the issue. I'm going to say that. Are we missing him? Yes, we are. But what I will say, the people that were calling for Benrahma to drop, I don't think I've seen anybody say, well, there's probably a few. I don't think anybody said, drop Benrahma and start Final's left wing, please. I think it's possible to do. Do you know what I'm trying to say, Brandon? I don't think anybody wants to see Final's left wing. I think it's unfair to say, people are wanting Benrahma dropped. Now you've got it wrong, haven't you? But you're only taking half their argument, and I think that's unfair, really. If I had a wall here and said, I want to get rid of the white and make it red, and then somebody comes in and paints it blue, and they go, well, that looks crap, doesn't it? But so, yeah, but I don't want it blue. Yes, okay, I don't want it white anymore, but it's not the colour I wanted. So I think it's a bit unfair on those that were wanting Benrahma to be left out for this one. For what it's worth, I did say to drop Benrahma for this one. He's not been in good form. But like I said, I certainly didn't want to see Finals play left wing. I didn't see many people saying that either. Graham said, need an extra body in midfield. I'd say go to a back three, but can imagine Kerr against Zaha. Maybe Creswell on the left of a three, but then you've got Creswell against Elise, haven't you? It's a difficult one. Ian says, play like this against City, we'll lose our goal advantage. Mike says, tired legs means Moyes will make 0 subs at half-time. Michael says, Fabianski beaten at near post for the first, falls on the floor from a ball across 6-yarder, and then off the left. He's not had a good half. He's not. This is what I'm saying. Literally every player in our starting 11, you can put some criticism towards them. In fact, put Agbona in there. Well, can you criticize? Yeah, you can criticize Zoom, I guess, for the first goal. So yeah, all 12 players involved have got some criticism aimed at the door for this one. Amanda says we're still in this. 45 to go. We can pull it back. Hammer 1999 says Ben Rama for finals are the only change I'd be making. I think I'd be doing 3 subs. I think I'd be doing all 3 subs. I say all 3. There's 2 more. I'd be keeping those, but I'd be doing 3 subs at half time too. You've got to shake it up. Max says Zaha looks so dangerous. We need to double up on him, or Souček needs to support him. Palace have got 3 in the middle, and Paqueta's not. Paqueta's a little bit advanced today, so Souček's got your work cut out. I don't think he can afford to come over and double up. Christine says, I'm a Palace fan. To be honest, I can't see Palace holding on to this. Well, West Ham fans can. Don't worry about it. Roger says, lucky it's only 3-2. Appalling performance. Ben Rama and Downs for Fornals and Souček. John says, take Bowen off. He's our main outlet. He's got into a lot of good positions. I feel that's contradictory. I feel like you made a spelling mistake there, possibly, or something. I don't know, or maybe you're trying to protect him for the Man City game. I'm not sure, but just it feels a little bit iffy. Artificially says totally agree. Terrible half, second to everything, but somehow we're still in it. I suppose some sympathy for our players after the schedule we've had, but Moyes must surely see some are running on fumes. Fraser says defense been woeful. We need to come out more organised. Agree. I don't want anyone painting my wall. No, I wouldn't go 5 at the back, Frank. I think we need to get something from this game. Sometimes the best form of defense is offense, and I don't say that very often because I think, well, don't trust our team to do it. Defensively, you've got to be pretty good if you're going to do this. But I do think I'd be going for it. I think I'd be the subs I'd be doing. I think I'd be inclined to leave Fornals on just for the energy levels. I'd be taking Souček off. He's on a yellow card. I'm just seeing people saying here that Creswell's coming on and possibly Ben Rama, but Cockney's saying Lanzini's on for Souček. So subs, there's 2 subs, by the way. So it looks like Creswell and Ben Rama is coming on for Souček and Emerson. Good. Fornals into the middle next to Declan Rice. Hey, there's you. Right. I'll tell you what. Charlie, hurry up, man. I'll tell you what. That means Fornals and Paqueta. One of them's going centre mid. My betting tip for the second half, if you want it, watch the first 5 minutes of the second half, work out who's next to Declan Rice and back him to be booked. It's either Fornals or Lucas Paqueta. And Paqueta's been warned. Paqueta has been told to watch yourself, kind of thing. Is Souček gone off? Oh, Fornals and Emerson's. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, well. Anyway. Right, well, I need to go watch the game, so I'm going to have to leave you be, really, because I need to go watch it. Charlie's going to have to hurry back. So where's Charlie's thing? Charlie's got a be right back button.
I'm here. Hang on. Give me a sec. Right. Give me 1 second.
Oh, for God's sake. Right. Oh, well, I don't have the game. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, sorry.
Right,
sorry.
I'm going.
Sorry.
I'll catch you in a bit. Ta-ra.
See you in a bit. Hello, everyone. Sorry about that. A massive issue on my end, but we're here. It's fine. It's underway. It's 45 seconds in. It's the second half. It's West Ham versus Crystal Palace. I apologise for that. I had a massive error there. Big problems. Let me just double check. Let me just send one final text to make sure everything's okay. Crystal Palace on the way with the ball. Listen, this is a game in which realistically they should be far and away ahead of this. There should be nothing even remotely close. This game should be dead and buried. And the fact it's not is, frankly, kind of insanely lucky to us. It shouldn't be close to it. It shouldn't be close. And yet somehow we're still in this game. We need to step up in the second half and find something. I don't know what, just something. God knows how we're going to do it. Benrahma has come on for Pablo Fornals at half time. I don't know if Palace made any other changes. If anything else happened, do let me know. Do let me know. Benrahma just challenging Elise. They text him down. It's gonna be a free kick. I mean, actually, look, I didn't want Benrahma to start. I'm not super for it either. But if we're being honest about it, just getting someone on who's got everything to prove, probably a good thing. Probably a good thing. Eze to take the free kick, right hand side, as we've been seeing the entire time. Whipped in, someone goes down in the area. One of the West Ham players slips over, but thankfully it's headed away quite easily. Zaha to Schlupp hits it from range. Thankfully, he decides to put it into the hands of Fabianski there. West Ham can attack. Is that Aaron Cresswell? It is Aaron Cresswell. So Aaron Cresswell's come on as well. Sorry, I'm in a complete tiz here. I'm in an absolute tiz. Played forward. Jarrod Bowen on the right-hand side. Drags it back across looking for Benrahma, who was in the centre there. Couldn't quite find him. So far, a better performance. So far, that's definitely a foul. So far, though, a better performance from West Ham. Benrahma laying it out wide to Bowen. He just tries to take on his man. He does well there, Benrahma, to follow in. It's not something he usually does. So I like the follow in there into the centre. That's something we get a lot of the time, actually, with West Ham. So far, so good. Better from us in the second half. Just checking the times about. Yeah, it's about correct. It's about correct. It's about correct. Let's just have a look at this, what would happen. Booted forward again, just hooks it with his weak foot awkwardly. Souček can't get his head onto it. Crystal Palace have the ball in a big position forward, but thankfully, again, can cut that one out. So yeah, Cresswell came on for Emerson and Benrahma came on for Fornals. Interesting decision. Interesting decision. No changes from Crystal Palace. Okay. Okay. Souček looking for Declan Rice. I think that's Declan Rice. Moving very odd, but I think it is. Finds Bowen. Can't quite get it. Boot it forward. It's going to be a throw in to West Ham on the left-hand side. So far, so good for us. So far, so good. Mikel Antonio, that's got to be it. How is that not a free kick? I mean, okay. And as free kickers, obviously, like not given to Mikel Antonio there somehow. So far, cuts that one out. Zaha also goes down. I'm not sure how that wasn't a free kick. I'm not going to lie. Again, short to Fabianski. West Ham a little bit under pressure, passing it around at the back. Not great pass from Fabianski there, but thankfully Cresswell does well to get that one forward. Looking for Mikel Antonio, who's battling with Anderson for it. He's getting annoyed now, Mikel Antonio, and he needs to sort of switch, just stay switched on and not lose his head a little bit. He's getting frustrated by Anderson, who's taking the physical battle to him, which is the right thing to do in Mikel Antonio, is just take the physical battle to him if you can. If you have someone who's capable of doing it and forcing them into bad positions, because that's what he's doing right now. It's going to be a corner to Crystal Palace on the right-hand side. Yeah, I think so. After the first half, a point would be beautiful. The point would be beautiful, I can't lie. Whipped in from Elise way over the top of everyone. That's going to be a goal kick to West Ham. We'll take that. We will take that. Fabianski, big boot forward. Free kick against Jeffrey Sharp. It's going to be a free kick to West Ham inside Crystal Palace half. What do you think the score will be in the end, says Joe? God knows, man. I don't know. I could see it ending 3-2 in a way, but I really don't know. I really don't know. Aaron Cresswell, nice little flick round. Also bringing on Cresswell and Ben Rama. Poor pass from Ben Rama. It's going to be a free kick. Increasing that sort of idea I have in my head of David Moyes seeing that as like a double partnership. So you had Emerson, so you had Cresswell and, I don't know why I changed hands. You had Cresswell and your boy, Ben Rama. Then they switched them out for Emerson Fornals, then they switched them back again. It's giving me an idea that there's a partnership there that David Moyes thinks is best. Antonio gets the control, but can't quite get the flick on. Battling from Paquetá trying to get it in. Can't make it one. Oh, I've definitely not grown out of gaming, Wetty. I'll tell you that much for a fact. But I never really got into foot. Well, that's nicely done from Decore, to be fair. To be fair, they've done well there. CRYWHU finds Elise, gets into the position where he was dangerous in the first half, hits it, and Fabianski tips it over. It was maybe a little bit too close to Fabianski there, a little bit further away, and it wouldn't be, but it was nicely done by Crystal Palace. Decore does well. CRYWHU flicks it into the path of Elise, who from an angled position just tries to curl it in. But yeah, Wetty, I would say subscribe to A Top Lad because hopefully I'm going to start doing gaming stuff on there this week. I've got one big video that I'm doing at the moment. I'm editing for someone. And once that's out of the way, which it should be on Monday at the very latest, then we go. There we go. But yeah, I never got super into foot. Crystal Palace, Zaha from range, way over. Anything you can do, I can do worse, says Zaha to Elise. Yeah, I've never got into foot. It's just never for me. Don't know. I got into it a bit in 2020 and 2021. And then that's the only time I ever really did. Outside of that, I was never really a foot person. Probably because I'm bad. You can see streams on my channel of me being bad. So, but I did score a hat trick, I think, with Jordan Hugel. So, you know. Throw into West Ham down left hand side. This has been better. This has been better for once. Not as easy to say that. Not being as abjectly awful as we were, let's say. Free kick. So foul. Wins it from Zaha, who does the classic, which is all he ever does. I mean, he just pulls him down. It's just a free kick. It raises questions why the Antonio one wasn't a free kick earlier, but there you go. Consistency, as I said, you know, it is what it is. Hoofed forward, or hooked forward, I should say. Or only a hoof, although it was one, it really, if we're being honest about it. And now, easily header one from a bad ball, and Crystal Palace can come away with it. Crystal Palace, man, I have so many fun players that I like in attack. Joel Ward, nice flick on from Eze. That I haven't done any in years, to be fair. But I'm planning on starting this week, doing gaming stuff again on there. I was trying to decide whether to make a new channel or just use that one. I'll just use that one, probably. Play for Crystal Palace down the left-hand side. Zaha, for some reason, cuts outside. Finds Tariq. Mitchell's going to whip it in. Lee said a far post almost gets on to the end of it. I think it was Eze, actually. Ward, it's going to be a corner. Going to be a corner to Crystal Palace. Down there, right, our left-hand side. It's going to be a corner kick. We are very slow. We're poor. We're slow. We're just you know. Oh, thank you. I didn't know Geo put that on. Geo put on the be right back thing because I wasn't here. That's what Geo did. Thank you, Henry. I didn't even notice that. I appreciate it. Headed away from Thomas Souček. Hooked away from Ben Rama. I'm trying to work their way forward and not quite managing it. But we're better. We're better than we were in the first half. Like, as crap as all of that was, and that was all very crap, we're better than we were in the first half. First half, we were just awful. This feels a little bit closer to what West Ham have been of late. Obviously, nowhere near the performance levels, but a bit better. Johnston getting involved with some deep play. Some deep play. Jordan, are you coming forward with the ball down the left-hand side? Finds Wilfred Zaha. Poor pass. Thomas Souček easily will collect that, and now they can play forward again, trying to find Mikel Antonio with a nice ball forward. Again, just physically taken out there, but that one was 50-50, it felt like. Crystal Palace can come forward with the ball. Zaha goes down. It's obviously going to be a yellow card there from Snowfowl. You know? Zaha is just such a little prick. I don't say that about anyone. I just have such a dislike for Zaha. Prick is harsh, but I think he's such a diver. I like Zaha. I don't like Zaha. That's my whole point. I don't think he's a prick. Prick is harsh, but he's just such a little diver, man. No promises. We've been awful. We've been abjectly awful, Richard. I know it says we've scored twice. We have been god awful. I don't know how we've scored twice. But hey, maybe we'll get better. We've got a bit better since half time, to be fair. I wouldn't say we're looking the better side, Scott. I'd say we're looking better than we were in the first half, but I wouldn't say anywhere near the better side, personally. Yeah, I don't want harm to come to him. I just don't want him as West Ham manager. Whipped in from the resulting free kick, headed away. Antonio just sort of gets his head to it. It's going to be a corner to Crystal Palace. How is Zaha still down? My God. My God. Did Mbaba get injured? Did he under 21s? Where is it? I just saw that go past. Did he get injured for the under 21s? Not that he was going to play regardless this season, but I just don't want him to get injured. He is quite good. Whipped in, headed away from Angelo Ogbonna. Back out looking for Elise. Somehow manages to collect that. Fair play. Looking to try and cross the ball in from the right-hand side in that corner quadrant. Puts it onto his strong left. Pings it across. Thomas Souček heads it away. Crystal Palace continue to have the ball. Throw in. Thank you very much, Mitchell. Mitchell just ran it out. I said Mitchell there. Mitchell. And we take it quickly. Mikel Antonio Battles wins the throw-in. Snowfowl and Tarek Mitchell for a split second there with minor flare-up. It goes away pretty quickly, but there was a minor flare-up. Oh, fair enough then. Yeah, but fair enough. Okay, I didn't know that about him. I'll take that. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Anyone who does that, I back. I just can't stand watching him. No, but that's fair enough if he does. That's fair enough if he does. Bounces off Ben Rama. It's going to be a throw into Crystal Palace on the left-hand side. Bad, okay. Well, hopefully he's okay. He is one of the people who has a minor opportunity to play as the season goes forwards. If we can guarantee safety early enough, and then need to rotate for European reasons, which we still have to get through AZ, but we still got to do those and everything. He's one of the few that has a very minor chance of playing. I doubt it, but he has a very minor chance. So injury is not grand, is it? He's been out tacticked. I've out tacticked him. Listen, battle of the old fogies. It's been a thrilling moment for us all to watch. You know, just to watch us all, just watching two old men. It's like watching two old men play chess in the park, but also Wilfried Zaha's there. Antonio touch can't quite get there. CRYWHU. I just saw someone say that we're not going to possession last 5 minutes, 88% for Crystal Palace. People just said like we aren't going to get back into it playing like this. And we will to an extent, but it's just a case of trying to keep them out. So that's the big thing. If we can keep them out, then it's fine. Eze down, pen. Oh, I think that's pen. It looks like a pen to me as well, first time. Just as I was saying, we need to keep him out. It looks like a pen. Agaird's got his head in his hands. You look. Seeing the words VAR. VAR checking. It looked like a pen to me. Nah, that's not a pen for me. That's actually not a pen for me. I'm not going to lie. He goes down so insanely for what is ultimately a brush with the arm. What's the VAR person saying? Peter Walton, who is the ref in the studio, thinks it will be given as a pen because contact was there. I think that's a bit ridiculous that that's a penalty, personally. Like, Eze goes down looking for the penalty. Like, Eze is already going down before Agaierd even really gets a hold of him. And when I say gets a hold of him, it's not like he clotheslines him or anything. He sort of pulls across here, and you can't even, the shirt doesn't even look. Does the shirt even move? Maybe a little bit. Personally, for me, that's not a pen. Penalty confirmed. It's going to be a pen. Penalty confirmed. It's a penalty. Awful decision, in my opinion. I don't think that should be a penalty, but there we go. Eze to take. I quite like a miss here, but if they score, then it is over because we're not scoring 2 in this second half. I felt like there was something to be got out of this game if we just kept him out long enough. And at this point, I don't think that's going to happen. Eze to take it. After being horrendously fouled, heinously taken down in his prime by the evil Naya Agaierd. Penalty, Lucas Fabianski, please. If ever there was a time, now is it. Eze to take. Game over, ladies and gentlemen. Game over. Game over. It's done. It's over. Great pen, to be fair. Excellent penalty. It's a beautiful penalty. That really is a very, very good penalty. Oh, I don't think that's a penalty, but what can you do? It's been given. I think that's a really good penalty from Eze, to be fair. I think he's done a really good job with that. Should it have been a penalty? No, but once he gets the opportunity, he absolutely finishes it with aplomb. 4-2 to Crystal Palace. We're not scoring two. It's done. It's done. We're not scoring two. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. What can you do? We've been done over by an awful, awful first half performance, like a truly woeful first half performance. And it put all of the pressure on us to try and do something. And unfortunately for us, what's happened is we're crap. What's happened there is our awfulness has gotten the best of us. But yeah, hey, like, subscribe, everyone. We do watch alongs every game. And I've done enough of them to know this game is done. This is over. There is literally nothing we can do. There is legitimately not a single thing we can do at this point. There's nothing on the bench we can do to change this up. I'm seeing the word Annie Dings in the chat, and please, Lord, no. Frankly, actually, yes, bring Danny Ings on. Honestly, this game's done. We might as well give up. Bring Danny Ings on, because that would be giving up at that point. And then just rest Mikel Antonio, because there's literally no points on it. There's literally no point on him staying on for now. I've just seen the word Paqueta. Please don't tell me he's coming on for Paqueta. Oh, my God. Oh, yes, that's fabled 4-4-2 formation. That definitely works. It didn't work against Fulham. We won that game 1-0 thanks to an own goal. That's going to work here, isn't it? There he is. This is your boy, Annie Dings. Here he comes. And Paqueta is the one coming off. Well, it's nice that, you know. Antonio on the left. Benrahma in the middle, maybe, but it currently looks like it's just 4-4-2. I can see Benrahma wide on the left-hand touch line and Mikel Antonio down the middle. So my gut is it's 4-4-2. Oh, look, Declan Rice has decided to start playing. What a time to be alive! Anyone got any music that I should listen to? Because at this stage, I've turned the commentary off and I'm just listening to Run the Jewels. So if anyone has any suggestions, I will just listen to it. I could do. Who else is on? Let's have a look. What's happened over on West Ham Fan TV at the moment? Oh, Damo looks. Jace has got up. He's gone to the bar. He's grabbed a drink. He's drinking it. Damo trying to be a bit positive, maybe taking the mick a little bit out of Crystal Palace. Jason's laughing. They're laughing. They're screaming that something should have been given. Zaha into the box is what's happened. I've decided to look at the game just to see what they were screaming about. I see why he just absolutely yanked Mikel Antonio down there. Absolutely yanked him down. Yeah, Anderson just put. Like I said, if you are like in this situation and you have someone who's physical enough to be able to take on Mikel Antonio, that's what you should do. How this is carried on for so long, I will never know. But Mitchell just yank down from Sufal. That apparently is bad. Who knows? Free kick to Crystal Palace. Shoving it forward. Listen to Sisters by Steve Val. It will relax you. I'm actually just going to go and just put them all on the thing. So what we got? We got Sisters. by Steve Val. Steve Vi. Apologies. Right, let's add that to the queue. I'm actually just going to go through. The Death March. Yeah, I'll lob that one in. I'll lob that one. I'll lob a Death March in. Death March. Is there even a Death March on here? Viking Death March. Death March. I don't know if I can find the actual Death March. Yesterday by Hilary Duff. Love that. Yesterday by Hilary Duff. We'll lob that one in. Going to be a corner to West Ham in the meantime. From the left-hand side, right hand side, sorry, Jarrod Bowen whips it in. Head post, front. Is that in? Is that in? That's in. That's in? Is that a goal? That feels like a goal. Agard might have just scored. Ladies and gentlemen, I think Agard has scored. I don't know how. Crystal Palace are maybe the worst team I've seen from corners this season. They are awful. How has that gone in? It's 4-3. We're in. Whipped in from the right-hand side. Jarrod Bowen flicked on from Thomas Souček. Mikel Antonio's there. Can't get his head to it. And I think Agard gets a touch of it. I think it's going to be on. It'll go to VAR, but I think it'll be fine because Agard's the one who gets the touch, not Mikel Antonio. And he's well on side. Antonio looks like he might have been marginally off. I don't even know if Agard gets the touch on it. It's whipped in. Souček nods it on. Does anyone even get it? I think Agard just about gets a touch. It's 4-3. I'm going to wait for a kickoff to happen just to confirm that it's definitely not being disallowed because I suspect this is going to go to VAR for quite a while. It's possible handball. I mean, where? I can't see it hit anyone's hand. And even if it does, everyone's hands are in natural positions. If that gets disallowed, that's madness. There we go. 4-3. We take it. How have we scored 3 in this game, by the way? How? That's madness. There is no way we should have 3 in this game at all. Like, it should be no way even close to that. The fact we're that close is just bananas. It's just bananas. Mike and the mechanics over my shoulders going on to the queue. How are we in this game? This makes no sense to me at all. Like, not even, we shouldn't even be close. And the fact we've got 3 is wild. Is wild. There you go. I think I've got all the songs that you lot suggested on, I think. How the heck we've managed to do this, I will never know. It's 4-3 with 15 minutes to go. And somehow, we are still in this game. We shouldn't be. We've been so far and away the worst team. And I don't understand how. Get the bells. I don't know if the people vote for it. I should have grabbed one from the fridge at half time. I knew the bell poll would come, but... Bold, Glenn. Bold. Somehow, it's 3. Somehow, Dean. I don't know how, but it's 3. Whipped in from throw-in. Big, long throw. Looking for Mikel Antonio. Can't quite get there. I tell you what. Whoever said Steve Val would calm me down, they were not wrong. It's giving me big Sims 1 vibes, and I'm here for that. Whipped forward, big long throw again. Bono that time trying to get his head onto it. Danny Ings tried to win the header against Joel Ward. Was never happening. And now Crystal Palace can come out with the ball. Declan Rice battling for it. Can't quite make it happen. Jarrod Bowen over the top of him. It's going to be a free kick. Declan Rice is the one who gives it away. Jordan Ayew screaming on the floor about his ankle. It was Danny Ings. It wasn't Declan Rice. Declan Rice was pushing him, but there was a little... That was bad. It wasn't bad, like in terms of like meant, but Studs, Jordan Ayew's ankle. Does look very nice. It's very calming, world football. Like I say, it's giving me big Sims 1 vibes. And I listen, I love the first Sims soundtrack. I like a lot of Sims soundtracks, to be fair, but the first one's great. It's big in that, big that. It's going to be a break here as Jordan Ayew is receiving treatment on the pitch. Referee's trying to say, can you get off the pitch to receive the treatment? He's not super hyped about it. We're looking at the goal again. I'm not sure. I'll be honest with you. I'm not even sure who got the final touch on that still. Someone does. I think it's a Ged. I do think it's a Ged. I'm not entirely certain. Bell. There's been enough bell calls for a bell poll. I'll lock the poll in chat. There we go. I've locked it in chat. I'll give you until. I should be doing this for years. I'll give you to 79, 90 seconds. Yes or no on bell. Let me know. Orange type thing for the kit. Well, you can have an orange if you want. Well, what we'll do is we'll do a vibe check. If it passes, we'll do a vibe check on orange or baby bells. I'll tell you what, Steve Vai, sisters, that one's been liked. Oh, yeah. Hilary Duff. So yesterday, let's go. I was thinking about Hilary Duff the other week. What was that show she did? Lizzie McGuire. I was thinking about Lizzie McGuire. Coming forward to West Ham down the left-hand side. Saïd Ben Rama. Offside somehow. Very impressive that's offside. I'm not going to lie. Get your Angelica. They're coming. They're coming. What? One day, Angelica Bell will know that she is a legend around these parts. You know? One day. Maybe my aim should be to get a job at the BBC and worm my way somehow to the One Show, just to be like, you're a G. Seems like a lot of effort for what is actually quite something that's quite weird, but you know. 79 minutes has passed. Let me check the bell poll. It has indeed passed. 81% yes, 18% said no. I'm just going to pause. So yesterday, in fact, I'm just going to rewind it to the beginning as I go and get a bell. Go on, we'll get involved with B right back. Geo got involved. I'll get involved with it. There we go. This one. There we go. Back in a second, ladies and gentlemen. We're just getting bell. Hang on. Oh, we get all right. Right, got it. I have acquired bell, ladies and gentlemen. Bell. I see Jordan Ayew is down. Hello. Let's get So Yesterday back on. Let's go. Come on. Ten minutes to go. 4-3. If we could somehow get a point out of this game, I can't lie, it would be disgraceful. It would be utterly disgraceful from a Crystal Palace perspective. And look, we'll see. Saïd Ben Rama charging that ball down. The silent snack. The silent snack. I mean, I call it the silent snack, right? After all of the loud rustling of the thing before. Yeah, yes, but the fridge can only be where the fridge is, and I can only be where I am. I need to get like a mini fridge for drinks and baby bells next to my desk. Not just for match days, just for life, but I have thought about it. Rice out wide to the left to Cresswell. We come forward. Desktop bell caller. That'll be big. I forgot to flip and ask about whether it should be an orange or not. Sorry, whoever said that. I'm an idiot. I just went cheese and then went and got cheese. Sorry. Poor from me. Very poor from me. So yesterday's. Flick forward by Crystal Palace. Look, the second half has been better. The second half has been better, but we've still been nowhere near good enough. But it has been better than the first. Because obviously the first half was god-awful. The first half was just completely atrocious. But the second half has been ever so slightly better. Nowhere near good enough, but slightly better. I did see someone else. Someone else was... Ooh. Dean. This is a great shout, although I do think every USB is actually taken on this computer. I mean, it's something I might have to look into. It's a good shout. I'm going to write it down to remember. Zaha is going to be coming off for, I think that's, is that Edouard? I think it's Edouard. It is Edouard coming on. Zaha is having a pop at someone, because of course he is. So yesterday, what a banger this song is, by the way. Absolute classic. Who is Zaha still moaning at and why? Weinefeld is next to him is just laughing as he's still complaining. Right, I've got that written down now. Oh, So Yesterday is a classic, man. What a song that is. We're going over the shoulder, Mike and the Mechanics now. I should have like a little thing in the bottom corner that says what song I'm currently listening to, like a now playing. I saw someone else suggest another song. Let me see if I can find it. It's going to be Fred Crystal Palace on the right. Ben Rama to come forward, flicks it on. Looking for Antonio, can't quite find it. Look, if I could convince them that it was, if I could convince Hamish Chat as an entity that it was vital and that we could expense it, I could maybe put it on my own expenses. Technically, I guess this is part of my work as a freelance video producer. I could make the argument if I needed to. I mean, you know. That's what I was thinking. So I probably won't do that. I probably won't do that. Because, you know, it's like a respect thing as opposed to anything else. And I don't want to put it in an awkward situation. It's going to be a corner for Crystal Palace. Declan Rice. Somehow I thought that was Declan Rice who headed that out for another corner, but apparently Anderson was the one who got the last touch, according to the officials. Anyway, so it's going to be a goal kick. It is Declan Rice, by the way. It definitely was Declan Rice, but you know, what can you do? I'm trying to find a song. I saw a song. I'm just scrolling, constantly trying to look for a song. I've been playing Moody Guitar along with a Halo 3 ODST soundtrack. Big. Queen Hamilton. Yes, that's what I was looking for. I'll get a Halo 3 song in there. Mate, I did not know Over the Shoulder by Mike and Mechanics was going to have a whistle solo in it. Did not know that. I've lobbed the ODST song on the list. Looking for it. Ben Rama can't quite find it. There was an opportunity there. He can't quite find the ball forwards. The fault is on the queue. Fabianski lays it short. How this game is not dead and buried and how we still have a chance, I will never know. The classics are the classics. The classics are the classics. You raise a great point, Richards. Souček tries to find Bowen, can't quite find it. This game should be dead and buried. The fact that we've got 3 minutes of added time, 3 minutes plus added time, and we're still in this. Like, we're still an opportunity to get a point out of this is a joke. It's actually a joke. We've been awful. Tell you what, off the shoulder by Mac and Mechanics, that's also getting a quick like. Just due to that whistle solo alone was huge. Cleared away from again, awfully. Like, truly awfully. Truly, truly awfully. Elise finds Jose. Played backwards. All the way to Anderson. Apparently, Cornet is about to come on. Good to see. Big. Thank you, yeah. I'm all right. I'll be fine. You know what I mean? Can I be asked? No. No, but you know. I've got Live Well by Palace on. Someone suggested Palace, so I just played their most popular song. Just FYI. Palace recycling possession. Don't know what the point of bringing Maxwell Cornet is now. Feels like way too late to make an impact, but there we go. Throw into West Ham down the left-hand side. Here comes Cornet. We'll find out who for. I did see the word Antonio in chat. It's Mikel Antonio. Mikel Antonio off, Maxwell Cornet on for 1 minute plus stoppage time. So you're talking Maxwell Cornet will get, what, max 6 minutes on the football pitch to do something? When you add it up, max. That's if there's 5 minutes of stoppage time. Right? 6 additional minutes. Crazy. 6 additional minutes. Therefore, Cornet is getting all of 7 minutes on the football pitch, ladies and gentlemen. Go on, Max. Do something. Interested to see where he plays. He seems to have taken up a sort of central role. So he seems to have stuck with the 4-4-2, but just taken Antonio off. Just take Antonio off earlier. Whipped in from Rice. It's not a bad cross. People attacking it. Can't quite get there. This is a good opportunity for Crystal Palace to counter-attack. And thankfully, for some reason, they decide to slow right down. There was a moment there where it felt like they had a really good counter-attacking opportunity on, and instead they decided to stop running about the halfway line and just pass it backwards. Genuinely don't know why. I should make like an open playlist that people can just add to before the stream. And then I'll get like a thing in the bottom corner that says what song's playing currently. And then we go from there, you know? Then people could just add to it, and then it'll just be complete chaos the entire stream, like what's playing. With no clue. I might have to do that. just cause absolute pandemonium. What if I did this? Hang on, I'm just... Hold on. Let me cook. Let me cook. If I do this, what do I want? I'm just trying to be an idiot. Hang on. Can you not? Interesting. That's what I want. As it stands, we're 15th, 34 points, 5 points outside the relegation zone. with everyone else left to play this weekend, obviously. Like I say, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. Ben Rama can't quite get the control that he needed there. Oh my god, yes, I forgot this was on the list. Hang on. There you go. You can kind of if I do this, you have to see it a little bit better. There you go. You can see I'm literally big Agadoo vibes. There we go. Go. 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes to go. It's 4-3. What we're going to do is we're just going to do that. I'm watching us desperately try to score a corner with Agadoo playing in the background. Whipped in. Long throw. Not a corner, sorry. Long throw. Header can't quite make it work. Save from the goalkeeper. Johnson collects it. Again is down. He looks in pain. He lands really awkwardly. He rises up to try and get his head onto it. Over Joel Ward, and there's just a bit of awkwardness. I think it's Anderson again, to be honest with you. And he lands really awkwardly on his shoulder. Go to the left, to the right. It's going to be a substitute for Crystal Palace, by the way. Milivojevic is coming on, but his game feels over. I think Anderson, it was a bit like grippy there. I don't know. I don't know. Bold GP. I don't know. It feels a bit. I've never heard this section of Agadoo in my life. Milivojevic is coming on for Crystal Palace. A minute plus to go. Minute and a half, maybe a little bit extra due to this from Aged. It's got to be over. It's got to be over at this point. Like what? Oh, hey, the end of Agadoo bangs, you know. The end of Agadoo bangs. Big move forward. I forgot I put it on loop. Again. I'm going to turn off loop for this next one, but again. For the rest of this game, I'm going to be listening to Agadoo. Do. Fabianski to take a free kick from deep. Big hoof up the pitch. 45 seconds of allotted time to go. There may be a bit added on, maybe because of the Aged. I don't know, but we'll see. Headed on from Aaron Cresswell. Can't make it happen. It's going to be a Crystal Palace throw-in. We deserve nothing from this game, if we're being honest. Come on, Marcel. Get him on. I really don't care. Yeah, I think realistically, we have deserved nothing from this game. And the fact we've managed to score 3 is kind of a joke, if we're being honest. It's kind of a joke. It's been an awful, awful performance. Like literally nowhere even close to what we've been doing recently. And it's a shame because realistically, we've been so good for a while, a couple of games in a row. And I just can't be arsed with it. I just can't. Like it's just crap. It's just crap. Crystal Palace are going to come away with it. Game is continuing. Hoofed forwards. You've got to imagine this game will be over any second. Huge whistles coming from Crystal Palace. Okay, do. Ball forward. Can't quite make it work. Crystal Palace come away with it again. Lots of questions need to be asked going into the next couple of matches because we've got some difficult games coming up before the AZ game, and we've got to ask our questions about where we want to play, who we want to play, and how we even want to play. Because it feels like the 11 that Moyes was building has sort of come crashing back down again. Oh, Edouard and Agard squaring up. Bit of beef between the two of them. The referee's going to call them both across. It was Edouard who just sort of petulantly knocks the ball away to waste some time. Then Agard like flicks back out at him. Shout out to whoever the West Ham coach is, by the way, for sprinting across the ball to try and make it happen quicker. Whoever that is, fair play. Yeah, it shouldn't have been a pen. No, Garth, the thing is, big finish to Agadou. The thing is, it shouldn't have been a pen. You're right. But realistically, we shouldn't have scored 3. Like, it's not even close. It shouldn't have been even close, you know? It shouldn't have been even close. Oh, the Halo ODST songs just come on. Let's go. We might have one more chance here. We might have one more chance. It's going to be a long throw. 8 minutes into added time. We've taken it short because, of course, we have. And then have forced ourselves to just poof it. Stupid. Ogbonna out wide to Thomas Souček, who's, of course, at right wing. You love to see it. Tries to lay it inwards to Sofal. Can't quite make it work. Hooked away from the Palace defender. Ogbonna manages to keep that one in somehow. Nice play from Ogbonna, to be fair. Out wide to Ben Rama now on the left-hand side, looking to try and get the cross in. Whips it in towards the back post. It's over the top of everyone. And that will be full-time. The full-time whistle goes. It ends Crystal Palace 4, West Ham United 3 in a game which, frankly, should not have been anywhere near as close as it was. The fact it was that close is actually a little bit ridiculous. It's a little bit ridiculous how we managed to get 3 in that game because, honestly, we were awful. Was it a pen or not? No, it wasn't a pen, but the fact it was given and the fact is they should have won regardless. Like, it being even that close is mad to me. But there we go. That's the way the game goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles and all that sort of nonsense. It ends West Ham United 3, Crystal Palace 4. It's a shame. An awful performance. Just an awful, awful performance. And such a good opportunity for us to really take a grasp of our future that we just did not need to do. A game that has shown a lot of frailty, just a lot of frailty for us. And Jesus Christ, if we're doing this against Crystal Palace, Manchester City is going to be... It's going to be a rout. It's going to be a rout. But there we go. Make sure to stick around because Geo Gonzo will be live in a couple of moments' time to do, or Geo will be live, I think, in a couple of moments' time to do a live match review. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification button because we were doing a West Ham fan channel last year who did a watch along every single game without fail. Since we started doing them, no one has done as many as I have. I've been here practically every game. I've only missed 2 since we started. Since we started years ago at this point. So make sure to hit the bell notification button as well so you don't miss out on any of those lovely times because we're going to need it. At some point, I want to do this stupid playlist idea because I did just listen to Agadou for 6 minutes. But still, like the video while you're down there and make sure to stick around. Geo will be live in just a moment's time. Just before we go, thank you very much to Callum, to John, Kirby, and to GP for their donations into the full-time fund. It helps us out massively. Thank you for watching, everyone. I shall see you next time. Thank you, everyone. Bye. I don't know why I started. I'll just applaud you on the way out. Thanks, everyone. Cheers. Appreciate it. Bye.